mode.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Russell Wright, Network Empire. I am so excited about this webinar where we are celebrating the release of the Deep Silo plugin. I don't have the right music necessarily for this one, but I should be playing something with heavy metal because it is that cool. This has been an amazing project. On the phone today, I have with me Sue Bell, who is architect, CEO of multiple companies, backbone of not only the software development, but a lot of the integrated marketing, positioning, and technology infrastructure. I have Kevin Pauly, finally back from a very, very short break, and he is, of course, the semantic genius guru in our team. As you guys know, he's my personal guru when it comes to semantic web development, and Sue and Kevin are working on ongoing craziness. Mike Hayden is with us today. Mike Hayden, I've been getting to know over the last year and a half and have discovered that he is a super genius in terms of development. He has played a significant, if not overwhelming, role in the increase of the quality, structure, and coding of basically many of our Silo plugins. And he is actually on the call today with us. I want to thank you guys for being here with me on this call today. Thanks, team.
Thanks, Russ. To be here. Thank you.
Now, what we do have going on is a huge number of people. I would say this is probably one of the larger webinars we've ever had in the history of our company. So there will be a lot of people coming in, and we're going to be walking through the basic infrastructure. Now, one of the things I just want to double check, can you please give my team a 1 if you can hear what I'm saying or if I've been talking to myself the entire time? I guess there's already some people. Okay, we have massive amounts of 1s coming through as everybody starts to roll into this webinar. Okay, it's good to see. So what's amazing to me is as I see the hundreds of names scrolling, I've actually spoken to and know quite a few of you. I also there's a lot of people in here that I do not know, and I hope that at some point we can meet you at either one of our certification level training courses or in our live event. That being said, we're going to jump right into, I think, the process. So you're going to just start in on talking about website silo. Why don't we just check in with everybody? How many of you are familiar, just so we can gauge the room a little bit, give me a 1, please, if you're familiar with the benefits of SEO website silo architecture, which has become much of a buzzword since we really developed some of the first platforms and software for it in 2007. How many of you has a 1? Okay, looks like a few people do not. We have a couple of things, but most everybody does. Okay. Okay, great. Yes, Joanne, thank you. We know. Yes, this will be recordedly, and again, I'm not going to try to answer all your questions. Too many people. Okay, so the overwhelming majority of people do understand. Sue, could you just, coming from the master's mouth, could you give us your essential 45-second blurb on the power and the strength of SEO website silo architecture and why you chose to utilize this function and why it just won't frickin' go away? Like even after 10 years, why are we still doing this? We're beating the drum 10 years later and it's working better than ever. Why is that? Like why, where, how, what?
Well, it just makes sense. That's the big thing. It's like if you were going to set up a filing system, right?
Right.
And you're gonna put files inside of a drawer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you're going to label the file appropriately, and you're going to put papers in that file that are meaningful to that label, right? So like if you have a file folder called taxes and you put your marriage license in there, how are you ever going to find your marriage license again, right?
Exactly. Gotcha.
So this is the same kind of an idea with silo structure. You're gonna label your silo. Your silo landing page is going to be the theme that's going to be about all the pages underneath it. So you've got this. If this is going to be about taxes, then this is going to be about tax returns and tax legislation and tax loopholes and how I paid no tax for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then underneath.
Don't even go there with me. That's called avoidance. It's a no-no.
Okay. Or it's called a loophole. And then underneath one of those topics, you would have other pages that relate to that particular topic. So it's just a natural way of filing. And when you do something like that, then Google looks at all of those pages, because these pages in a silo, they're all linked together, and it recognizes the common theme. And so you rank easily, more easily, in fact, up to 90% more easily for the pages within that silo, because it's obvious what your theme is about. You don't have to establish the theme of those pages with off-page inbound links. You've already established it within the structure of your website.
You know what's interesting, and I'm going to toot your horn a little bit, Sue, because you never do. Back in 2007, Sue invented an algorithm called theme relevance indexing, TRI. It is on the wiki. And it was an algorithm that I discussed personally with Matt Cutts at the SEO conference in Chicago in 2009. And basically, I didn't tell him what the algorithm was, but I basically talked to him about themes. And I believe on this page that Sue has up, you can see Matt Cutts talking about the grouping. This is all the way back in 2009 of themes. It is actually incredible, and I'm glad you guys are on this call. It is amazing how little credit has been given to the concept of themes. Maybe we removed it, Sue, I'm not sure. Oh, you're on the deep silo builder help file. Sorry, I thought you were on the website silo architecture help file. But I remember even at the conference when I said, okay, to Matt Cutts, at the time it was a thing. So would you say that by grouping your website and your pages in a thematic way that understands, so that Google understands the theme or the basic ideas and topics that are all grouped together, that Google just likes that better and tends to boost the ranking? He looked at me with a twinkle in his eye and essentially said, precisely. Okay, so again, that's a true story. It actually happened to me at Chicago SEO conference. And so this is like where we built upon that. That's when I get excited. That's when I came back from being trained by Bruce Clay in Simi Valley 7 years ago. It was actually more than that now, where Sue and I sat down and she said, well, of course, it just works like this. You know, for her, it was like perfectly logical. For me, it was like magic. You know, so, but it's not magic. It's actually, what you're saying is it's actually logical, right? There's a logical hierarchy.
Absolutely.
Okay, gotcha. Next topic.
All right.
Oh, by the way, the theme relevance index concept is actually written into tools that we have. We're not going to discuss them today, like Kraken and a variety of other ones. So the main issue there is that, I mean, the cool thing there is that those get imported directly, if you ever choose to, directly into the plugin we're going to be demonstrating.
Indeed. We will get into some of that today. All right, so I want to start at the beginning. Well, it's not actually the beginning. It was halfway through, but with the simple silo builder, because simple is a good place to start, right? Mm-hmm. So the idea behind simple is it's one layer of static pages, and these are your silo pages. So these are the main themes of your site. And then it's got posts underneath that. And let me just show you what that looks like. I've got a freshly flattened blog, as you can see here.
Okay.
Nothing found. There's nothing up my sleeves. And
I've heard that before.
Right? All of the best magicians start that way.
And a few of them are actual musicians moonlighting as illusionists.
So I'm going to, let me just make sure I don't have any other silo builder plugin activated. All right, so I'm going to activate simple.
Just to make sure, Sue, hang on. Can you please give us a 1 again if you can hear us, or if it's me that's breaking up or Sue that's breaking up? Can you give me a 1? Okay, I think, Nick, that might be... Okay, nobody's breaking up. Okay, just double checking. We want everybody to hear this, what's going on. There's so many of you on this call right now.
And I'm going to come over here. So let me just start out by explaining a little bit of magic. Since we were on the topic of magic, with what happens in a website. So if you're developing a website and you develop a deep level website for your money site.
Hey, what is this? This is cool.
Right?
I know where you
so
go.
These would be the silos. These are our categories, and then these are our deep supporting articles. And the idea, so let me just back up for a second. The idea between simple and deep being, deep's got a layer of static pages here and a layer of static pages here, and then the blog posts come in here. And so the difference being, deep is great if you've got a website, like a money site, and you need to go 3 layers deep in order to be able to express all of your ideas. And simple is really great if you want a blog to go along with that. So in other words, like a news blog that goes along with your money site.
Right.
So this gives you, that was actually why we developed the 2 different platforms, the deep and the simple, was so that you could have, because over here on deep, where you've got static pages here and you've got static pages here, that's a lot of content. And at first we were doing that same, what we call theme mirroring, so we were having the same static pages on both the blog, the news blog, and the money site, but then it takes a really long time to actually get your blog rocking because you need so much content over there. And it's superfluous as you start to look at it, because your money site is really the site that you want to have ranking for all of your terms, right? You want the place where you've got the conversion going on. That's the thing that you really, 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 really want in the search engines. And your news blog is really just a thing that supports that. So you don't need the same kind of deep infrastructure that you do for a website. All right, so, and I'll get back to a little bit more technical detail about exactly how the blogs are set up and why we did that way. But for right now, I just want to say, I want to point out that you can take exactly the same blueprint out of something like Network Empire Builder, which is designed to be a deep website, and you can import that into Simple Silo, and it will just bring in the top levels so that you can get rocking with your blog. So we're going to try that right now.
So where are you right now? This is not the plugin, obviously. This is something else.
This is Network Empire Builder.
Oh, okay, I didn't know we were going to be showing that today. That's awesome. That was supposed to be a secret. I'm messing with you.
No, am I giving away secrets already?
So
it's so early in the program.
So this is a software as a service in the cloud, and what you're doing is it allows you to do all your research, and you can just slurp all this data once you've decided what the most profitable website is, regardless of size. It'll slurp it right into the plugin. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. So okay. I can come in here with my list of keywords, and I can create my silo structure. And once I've got my silo structure created, I can export it and slurp it into my blog. Okay. So that is indeed what we're going to do. We're going to just mark everything and approve it for publishing, because I added a few things to make sure that we had a really good, thorough.
You sure did. You built on this one in the middle of the night.
I did. Just like
dang.
While other people were eating lunch. And then I'm going to come over here to export my blueprint.
Can't take you anywhere.
It's best if you don't.
You're always intimidating me. Okay, good. I love this.
All right, so I'm going to slurp this down to my hard drive. 3159 diet.
Okay.
And now I'm going to come over here to my blog, the back side of my blog. And I'll just show you there's still nothing on my sleeve, right? There's still nothing going on. A menu showed up here because I put the blog active, but there's absolutely nothing there. And I'm going to come up here to Simple Silo Builder into...
Okay, so that little nodule up there is what it looks like when it's installed. You'll have a wheel up there. Okay. And you're using the Silo importer instead of the manual builder, which we'll show people later. So if they don't have our service, they can manually build things one at a time if they want to.
Right, we'll show them that. We'll get to all of that.
So this is the bulk inloader. You're starting with the big guns. I gotcha.
I am.
So everybody watching, I just want to make sure you know this is the big guns. This has never been accomplished before in terms of silo architecture research, vertical market research, and profit engineering, is that a lot has gone, the stuff that she just showed you is part of our advanced training module, part of our advanced software module. She has very carefully determined the most profitable keywords and optimally organized keyword themes in that, and is just instantly importing them into WordPress, and all she has to do is add content. So here we go.
Done.
Jeez. Okay.
Right? So those are my silos, and we can verify these over here. We got weight loss plan, healthy eating, free diet, diet information.
And of course, we can organize these in whatever way we want in terms of user interface and everything.
Right. So the idea behind Simple Silo is that it's designed to be a blog roll. It's designed to be a newsy blog type of a thing, right?
Right.
So it shows a blog roll on the front page.
Gotcha.
You can change that up however you want, but that's the way it comes by default.
Okay. So we have a couple people asking us to slow down a little bit, and I'm also asking you to slow down a little bit. So, so can you actually go inside the plugin and show us? So you just imported like what used to take how long would you think that would have taken us in the late 2000s? What, like 3 weeks to do what you just did?
No,
To build it?
because
Two
it's
weeks?
simple silo. It's not a long time because it's just actually importing the silo structure of your blueprint. So this isn't like hugely bells and whistles just yet.
Okay.
Okay.
You should be able to see the structure. There you go. That's what I was looking for. So this is the SEO structure of this site. It's got posts underneath the silo landing pages.
Yep.
So it's siloed in that blog roll fashion. That's really great. Okay.
Right. I think I need to add, because I changed themes, and so I think I need to add a widget to my sidebar to make everything look hunky-dory. Yeah. Let's grab this and throw that over there, and we'll say stuff. And now we should actually see our silo structure. All right.
Okay.
And let's go menus, that's what I'm looking for. And manage locations. And that's all good. Left sidebar. I don't want anything on the left sidebar. All right. So now we've got our silo menu up here. We've got, when you're down inside of something, we've got, there we go. We've got the supporting articles underneath that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
for those of you guys who are chiming in that you would like to see it manually because you're not a member and you don't have our service, don't worry, we will show you that as well, I promise.
yeah, I wanted to just like show you really quick and dirty, like if you're building this out, like because the cool thing.
Yeah, Sue's not the type of person that she does the grand finale at the 4th of July fireworks first. Yeah, she sets all the stuff off in the first 5 minutes, and then you got.
Is that wrong?
Just how she rolls. You guys have to get to. She's not into waiting until the 4th. You're all sitting around waiting for the grand finale, and the kids are like, okay.
Instant gratification isn't quick enough.
Apparently not. Jazz is like,
all right.
No, right?
All right. So now that we've done all of that, and you've seen up here, you've seen what this looks like if we've got the manual silo builder. Let's go ahead and do a little bit slower, and I'll show you what's going on. So I'm going to come down here. I'm just going to flatten everything one more time so that we start at the very beginning again. And we'll come in here and we'll build something from scratch. All right. So as you can see now.
Are you actually going to flatten the? Oh.
I just flattened it. Yeah.
I was going to see if there was any questions from.
Nothing up my sleeve.
All right. No questions. Boom. Gone.
I'm going to start with the home. And I can always import it again. It doesn't take a long time.
That's true. It doesn't. How fast was that? And how many silos was that? It was like, okay.
That was. Look at all of this stuff. All of this stuff got imported.
It did. All right.
Right. All right. So, silo 1. We were talking earlier about taxes. Let's do that again. And yes, the whole spreadsheet got imported. All right. So.
Okay, I can help.
So we've got taxes. We've got bills.
I just talked to my tax planner this morning. I can help you with this one. Okay.
I know, it's great.
Right.
We've got write-offs. We've got I need to put more topics.
Business credit. That's another one. Okay, there you go.
Business credit.
Business credit.
All right.
Cool. That's good.
So these, we're all going to add all of these under home. We're going to go ahead and publish them, and I'm going to say add now. And it's going to go ahead and it's going to make those 4 silos. All right? So if I come over here and I hit a refresh, now you're going to see there's something up my sleeve.
Sue, hang on a second. Just take a deep breath and slow down for a second. All right. But be sure to.
But I've had coffee.
We have a couple people actually asking, can you please give me a 1 if you can see the screen, the stack here, and a 2 if you cannot? Somebody's asked me to expand the screen.
All right. Let me
maybe a high. Yeah, there you go. Hopefully that'll help Steve and Graham. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, they can see it. Okay, we still have people flowing into the room. And just so you guys know who are just getting in here, since this is, again, one of the larger webinars we've ever had, I would like to just let you know that we are recording this, and not to worry if you came in a little bit late. Okay, go ahead, Sue, this is great. So now you just created the silo landing pages.
Yeah, and you can see here we've got silos,
Boom.
and if I go into one of these, it doesn't show me anything underneath, right? It's
okay.
just...
Yeah, and just again, so you guys know, I'm sure Kevin can speak to this, this works with 95% of the themes out there. So you can rearrange anything that you know, however you want to do that.
So now let's put some topics under taxes. Give me some topics since you've got all of these topics under taxes right smack up here.
I think loopholes needs to be there, doesn't
tax it? Tax avoidance, tax loopholes, tax deferral versus tax liability. How's that? Loopholes, avoidance. Deferrals, yeah. I think that's, yeah, I don't even know how to spell that. And then there's tax evasion. That's always fun to write about.
Right.
Very different than avoidance.
Right.
I got to hear a lot about that today.
Well, that's just some fascinating conversations. I won't ask any questions, but boy, I got plenty of them.
Yeah.
And so now I'm going to do a refresh here under taxes. And whoop, there they go. Loopholes, avoidance, deferral, liabilities. And when I go here, you can see they're just blank pages. So now I can come in here and I can edit my post and everything is good, right? I can put in there whatever content I want.
Yeah.
So let's get to the fun stuff, shall we?
Yeah. Is there a maximum on the number of people who can fit on this webinar? Because, dang.
1,000.
Okay.
We're
right.
good.
We'll be okay for now.
Yeah. Now, let me show you something else that's just like extremely cool. I can come in here to pages and I can add a new page. Let's say that I forgot that I had Simple Silo Builder installed, and I want to add a new page, and this is going to be called
excuses.
Back taxes.
No, this is a new silo. It's a new silo.
Oh, it's a new silo.
International taxes.
Business loans. Business loans. Okay, there you go. International taxes. That's actually a good topic, Kevin, since you're from the UK.
And here you see there's this silo structure thing, and this is not in silo. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm supposed to make this in my silo. I'm going to stick it here under my home because that's what you do with a page, right? In Simple Silo Builder, there's not a whole lot of choices that you can do with a page. So we're going to stick it here under home, and I'm going to say, this is my manually added page. And we're going to hit the Publish button. And now when I come back over here and I hit a refresh, you're going to see that international taxes showed up. And it's all part of my silo structure, right? So now if I come up here and I enter a post, I can say Add New. And so the cool thing about this is when you have your silo structure installed, if you outsource or you delegate or you have your clients who are actually entering content into your news blog or whatever use you've got this blog set up for, you don't have to worry about drilling into their heads that they have to go enter the structure over here before they can do blah, 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 which is what the previous version did. Thanks to Mike and his ingeniousness, he's got it so that you can actually just enter the stuff here. So this is going to be international taxes. This is going to be pay the foreign taxes now. And this we're going to put here under international taxes, and don't think you can cheat the tax man.
Octavio is saying that he really loves that feature.
Excellent.
Yeah, thanks.
I do too.
Yeah, it's a good one. Mike Clay, you're being awful quiet. I mean, Mike Clay's here too. Hi, Mike. Mike Hayden, you're being quiet, but that was awesome. Great, great.
Still here.
I know you are. Just great stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So could you show just connect in people's heads what's going on with the sidebar which like you pointed it out, but just in terms of how it actually changes.
All of
So
the
when
good stuff.
on the front end side, so that people can see the way that it changes from pages to posts. And
Yes, absolutely.
That is your new, I hear your new baby.
yes, it's 2 weeks old. That's why I was a bit quiet.
So your wife has already left the house and has left you with a baby, and it's only been 2 weeks.
I told her to go back to sleep.
I bet you did.
So it's 4:30 in the morning here.
Yeah, it's very early in the morning. Oh, thanks for making it. I forgot how early it is.
That's all good.
Okay, go ahead, Steve.
So on this particular version, we've got the number of links that you can show. And I'm just thinking forward to the one that we're going to see on Deep has got a few more extra bells and whistles with that. So if I only wanted to say, show me 3 links, and hit the Save button, then we come up here to the home page, and it's only going to show me the top 3 silos. So in this way you can control how long you want the menu to be, which can be completely useful when you start to get a whole lot of blog posts.
Okay.
So your most recent blog posts will show up on the list, and the older ones will scroll off the bottom. And somebody asked me on the help desk not too long ago if that inhibits their ability to continue to rank. And it's not going to inhibit their ability to get indexed or to be found, because it's all going to be on the sitemap, and you submit the sitemap. It does mean that it's not going to get past the same kind of link juice that it was when it was on the menus. And that's part of the reason why we've got pages and posts. And so I could back up at this point, maybe not quite yet, and get into some of the more technical stuff about pages and posts and the differences between and why they rank. But let me come back to that in a minute.
Can we address some questions before?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, because we have quite a few of them. Somebody just saw in passing that they wanted to know, is it a good idea to show breadcrumbs because they saw the widget?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think Adrian is just looking in terms of SEO, right, Adrian? Is probably what you're asking. And then, yeah, that's one question. There's a couple more. Or we can just continue if you wish.
Widget silo, the SEO silo plugin will not display breadcrumbs inserted with shortcodes. So what this is going to do is it's going to create breadcrumbs over here, but there's also an option for, let me just show you something. Let's say this for yes, and oh yeah, I want the settings here. We've got the excerpts. I just want the plain vanilla.
While she's doing that, Rizal asked, do you recommend to resubmit your sitemap after every post? No, you don't need to do that. It's an XML file, and generally, if you're using Google, it'll parse, depending upon what sitemap software you're using.
Right, so this is what it does when you've got the shortcode in there. It'll put contextual links actually on the page, and so what's going to happen is your breadcrumbs are going to show up over here on the side, but they're not going to show up over here. Do you want to talk for a minute about breadcrumbs, Mr. Polly?
Oh, I could talk to you and everyone else for a minute about breadcrumbs.
Do it.
Okay, so if you look at the top left of the screen where the URL is, you'll have seen that the plugin has broken down the silo so that we've got international taxes and then this article as well. So that's one thing that's going to siloize your site, help keep the themes nice and simple, and give you useful keywords that are going to help you rank. Now, the breadcrumbs, technically, they're a method that allow a user to navigate from one part of a site, the silo, down further into that silo, and in this particular, using this plugin, the articles. Now what you can see here in green are, we've got the international taxes and pay the foreign taxes now. What this does is it is giving you a link within the site structure, not externally, which is further reinforcing all of the link juice that you're going to build up by having and using silo architecture within your site structure. So it's just a bonus on top of a bonus. It's fireworks throughout.
Excellent. Thank you, Kevin. Just so everybody knows, as we get into this, I'll be dropping links today. I dropped the link for you to download this simple silo version, which is now our free version, so that everybody can grab it. It should be in your chat area. You can just go there and you should be able to download it. Okay.
Lonnie's got a question that I want to get back to, and that is, can you silo a site that was not siloed from the
beginning? Oh, yeah.
I want to answer that more toward the end, but
yeah,
that's a great question.
I didn't know how you want to handle that, so I'll just let you handle that. We've had about 6 people ask whether or not, you know, we have that coming, or can we do that, so we'll just leave that to the end.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent. All right. So we talked about, let me just see what else we've got here. We've done the silo manual builder. We did it the importer. You can export reports. You can just export that. So like if you've got a client and you want to give them a map of the site, or if you want to give your outsourcers a map of what it is that they need to write content about, or whatever you want to do, you can click that export, and it'll give you a WordPress or a Word document.
Word document. So
yeah.
So that means you can just hand that off, and you could use it in your reports, or
exactly.
You know, even in our like blueprints, Sell Blueprints first course is a great model for that type of thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then the last tab here on the Simple Silo Builder is styles. And you can say that you want to use styles. This can be really helpful for some themes. If particularly I find it's this, that sometimes just doesn't look right. It doesn't fit with the theme colors, the font's too big, or the font's too small, or something just looks really wrong. And so you can come in here and you can tweak this out and make it so that it fits in with the whole thing. And then if you decide that it wasn't actually helping in the first place, you just hit no and save changes, and it'll completely turn that off again. So sometimes I've fiddled with it, and then I'm like, you know what? It's just the theme that I don't like in general, so I switch out themes, and then I just come back here and set that to no, and Bob's your uncle. It's gone. All right, so that's...
George O'Brien says, the coolness continues to amaze me. Thank you, George. You know exactly what to say.
Awesome, thank you. All right, so that's Simple Silo Builder, and I want to go on to deep. Is there anything else that we should answer about Simple Silo Builder before we dive off deep in?
Can you please give me a 1 if everybody sees the link that I left for you where you can download it for free? It is our free gift for you. And we're also going to be showing you very clear distinctions between simple and deep. Okay, good. So everybody got that link. All right, and if you ever have any questions, please, again, I'll probably say this a couple of times through the event today. Don't hesitate to contact us on Skype with the handle ThemeZoom, one word. ThemeZoom is the company that Sue and I started together in 2006, ThemeZoom, and I will add you to our complimentary SEO chat rooms in there. There's all kinds of stuff going on, questions you can ask. Okay, good. Let me see what other questions we have with Simple. I think your baby has a question there, Mike. What did they say? Okay.
Sorry, yeah, I just had a
I'm totally messing with you, man. Oh, you had
no, so I was on the just wanted to check that everyone's aware of the way that on the front end what the widget does to connect, doing all the links and everything to connect it so that it creates that silo structure within that widget. So when you go to the different levels, it changes what links where.
Okay, tell us where to go. Where do you want us to go to show that? What do you mean, inside the widget area?
That page that's currently there.
Mm-hmm.
So you just go to the home page,
Hang on a second, I need to go turn it back on.
I'm talking like super simple, high level. This is actually what we're doing with this magic.
Yeah, I think that's
So at the
important.
home,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
how at the home page you connect everything. I know that we've got a lot of very intelligent people here. I just wanted to make sure that this is like the way that the widget works. That's the kind of the key to why we're even doing this.
Oh yeah, no, thank you. Let's, remind us, exactly, let's keep it so that it's basic here. I appreciate that as well. Okay, we got menus. Okay, so there's the menu structure. So when the plugin's installed, it creates its own menu, right, Mike?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Title
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm just gonna like adjust a couple of things so that we can see what he's talking about a little bit easier. Hang on a second. So it's also easier to see with a slightly larger site. All right, so at the root, I also really like to get rid of that again. Okay, anyway, at the root, we've got all of our silo landing pages, but you can't see anything underneath the silo landing pages, right? So as you're looking at this image here, all you see when you're sitting on this page, all you're going to see are the links to this page. You can't see any of these links in the articles down below. And then as I come into, excuse me, as I come into one of these, now I can see the link down here. So, so when I sit here, I can see these pages here. I can't see these pages over here. I can just see this. So in that way, all of these pages link together, right? So you can see, this is where if we had more pages, you'd be able to see it a little bit easier. But
So I think you're limiting the number of posts on the widget. You changed it to 3.
I also don't have any more, because this is the manual build at this point, right?
Yeah.
I don't have any more.
I just thought that might be why it's not showing.
No, it's just because I don't have any more pages.
Oh yeah, that would have been more obvious during the mass import.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, gotcha. Well, we can show them. We can show them that same feature on Deep when we get there. It does the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah. It's actually much more obvious with Deep.
Yeah.
But that's what we're trying to say is that when you're here at this level, now you don't see anything other than what's in this silo. And so no matter what page you're on in this silo, you only see those pages in that silo. So every single page, you're going to see all of the silo landing pages. But as you come down into the silo, you just see those pages, and that's what actually gives the silo structure its oomph, is because these pages are all linked to each other and not to anything else.
Can you go back to, on that page there, Sue, just underneath stuff where I was talking about the breadcrumbs, you can see on this particular page where the plugin is intelligent and we've not got the shortcode within the international taxes page content. The intelligence has now put the breadcrumb into the sidebar for you so that the users have got that nice UX feel, the usability and to go down, and you're getting the benefit of more internal links. So it is just literal power on top of power.
Sweet. All right, now you made me curious. I gotta come over here again for a second and just see if I've got. Let's go into taxes and down into loopholes.
Side question for Mike: does that work with your theme, the DC? Have you tried this on your theme or?
Yeah, I coded the director's cut theme with the silo plugins in mind.
Okay, Mark, that's the answer.
I created it so that people could use it with the silo plugins.
Okay,
so, yeah,
Mark, that should answer your question. Yes, Mike Hayden's theme works well with this. Okay, cool. Go ahead, Sue. Sorry.
Well, I just came over here to taxes and down to loopholes so that you could see.
Oh yes, gotcha.
Yeah.
People are wanting deeper. Everybody's wanting me to repost the simple silo plugin link again. I'm going to do that again in chat. Right. And we're going to go very slowly with links. One of the feedback we got is that we post links too fast. So there's going to be about 3 links I'm going to drop today, and I'm going to post them as many times as you need it. Okay, so I just dropped it again for you. Also, any team staff members and team members watching can pass them to individuals in their request.
Yeah, you know, I might just like grab this and throw it up here because I know in the replay you don't get to see that. So this is SEO Silo plugin / simple Silo plugin. All right. Okay. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to come to plugins. I'm going to deactivate the simple Silo plugin. And I'm going to go flatten my blog again because I just like things clean. Remove everything. Nothing up my sleeves. Back into plugins, and now we'll turn on deep. Now when you turn on deep, there's a couple of things that happens because, as I said, this was designed to be for a website, right, for a money site or for a WR2 site, particularly, those kinds of sites, right? So we've got several different kinds of sites that you can have in the WR2 ring. And I suppose, do I need to tell them what WR1 and WR2 is, or do I just leave that for like the mystery theater?
I think we should take a vote. We discussed really getting, reading the group and finding out where everyone's at. Shall I ask them?
Yeah, let's ask them.
Please give me a one if you would like to sue to get into ridiculously high-level world domination that transcends PBN and other kinds of networks and into the network empire proprietary web ring system, or if you would rather we just stick really close at hand with what we promised we would stick close at hand with, which is a plugins. They do relate. Okay.
I don't think that Dustin cannot get 10 votes.
Dustin?
Just because he put in a bunch of twos.
Dustin, you're naughty. Why are you doing it? You don't get 27 votes. David Keys, okay. I would say, what do you guys think? Did the majority of the people want to go a little bit? Probably we don't want to go too deep into it, but...
No. I'll keep it simple. World domination is actually very simple.
Ganti said, after a deep silo builder, you should go into world domination. That's an interesting idea. The bottom line here, guys, is it will help you understand. Are you looking at you everywhere? Or?
Yeah, you everywhere is what I really want.
The main thing, Mike is like, we can't handle the truth. The main thing I wanted to, that's probably true, actually. I know that I feel that way, Mike. The thing is, it actually does help you understand why, oh, that's right, you don't have Flash anymore. Where Silo Deep and the upcoming video, which will be out in a couple of weeks, where they belong and everything. So it is helpful in understanding why we have different plugins.
All right, so I just want you to know that before we venture into this, and despite the fact that we can't hear everybody, in front of your computers, you all have to do the world domination laugh, okay? 1, 2, 3. All right, excellent. So.
Oh, I was muted. Damn, that was a really big one, too. Yeah, it's like, aw. All right.
All right, so there's not a way to make this bigger, right? Because it's Flash?
That's why you hated it, remember? When I first
right.
You're like, it's not flexible at all.
It's not big enough.
We're going to rebuild it.
You have to do Control++ on your browser.
Doesn't work.
I don't think that's going to work.
No, it's actually a Titan. The way they coded it's not good. Titan. Yeah, that's why we're not using that product anymore.
Oh, you know where I can go? I know where I can go. And then I look for one web ring thingy.
Mike Clay, I'm going to let you tell Kevin that by himself. He was making fun of your laugh, Kevin.
He's entitled to. I'll make fun of his views.
You better be careful with Kevin. He'll get you when you least expect it. Okay.
All right, this works. This is big enough. So here in the WR1, this is where your money site is, right? Because everything starts with your money site. If you don't have a money site and you buy a button, you're not selling anything, you're not doing anything. Even if you're affiliate marketing, you still have a money site because that's where you convince other people that they should buy your affiliate products. All right, and then next layer out, like 10 years ago, all you needed was a money site. Today, modern times, you need more than a money site. You need social influence, right? So the WRS one is your branded social media and third-party platforms. The WR2 site, which is where the arrow is pointed to right now, are more domains that you own. But you don't, like, you know, they're like not branded domains. They're like
yours, but not.
Exactly. So they're like, you know, people who are supportive of your brand. And
They love your brand.
I know you do, and that's why I love you. So these are people who are, or websites who are proponents for your brand, and we talk at certification and in a couple of our courses in the WR, in the CLC3 and in the CLC4 courses about exactly how to create these sites and how you can set up the social media platforms for these sites, which is the WRS2. And then in the WR3, we've got more domains that you own. So the idea is these domains get information from the WR2 and the WRS2, and they point links back into here. And this stuff, in turn, gets information from your WR1 and your WRS1 in terms of feeds, right? So from the feeds, you're coming out. Your feed on your blog actually drives everything. It drives the entire empire. And it goes through your social media, and that, in turn, comes around and it gets posted along with other content that gets added into your WR2s. All of those feeds come out to your WRS2s, and then that information, in turn, is what generates into the WR3 along with some additional information. So what happens as you move out in the rings, you encompass more and more and more keywords. So where you might start, like, let's say that your average money site, let's say it's got 5 silos, and each silo has to have a minimum of 5 pages, so that's 25 supporting pages and 5 silos, so that's 30 pages, right? And let's say that each one of those pages has got 4 or 5 keywords on the page. 3 to 5 keywords is what I recommend. And so that ends up being an average of 100 keywords. Well, 100 keywords isn't really going to dominate your market, right? I mean, it's great, and you'll end up ranking for some long tails and some tangent concepts that you just end up putting on the page because that's the nature of silo sites. But it's not really market domination, right? So in order to really dominate your market, as you move out, you incorporate more and more keywords, more and more slightly tangent concepts, and some rather tangent concepts. And by the time you get out here into the WR3 area, you've got somewhere around 10,000 keywords that you've accumulated across all of your domains. So what happens is this is going to be domains that you own, the WR2 is going to be domains that you own, the WR3 is going to be domains that you own, and on those properties, on each one of those properties, you have a siloed site. So the simple silo, as we discussed already, can be used nicely as a news site for your money site. It's also used for the pin vid sites in the WR2, which we might get into a little bit at the end of this webinar if we've got some time. And it can also be used in one of the platforms in the WR3. And aside from that, we use the deep silo for pretty much everything else. So, questions on that?
That's good. Let's go ahead and just take a little bit of a poll. All right, you guys, we gave you a very quick high-level overview of our certification level training. Madeline's like, can she repeat that, please? No. Let me give you guys Lee Graham. This method is footprint free because that's why we designed it. It's called the sustainable system, the one web ring perpetual downstream sustainable traffic and domain authority stacking system. We get into that a lot more, and we'll explain why it's sustainable and why it was designed. Somebody else asked, where do PBNs fit in this model? They're actually outside of this realm. They're not really included. They would be an extension if you chose to do that. So the bottom line is that there's a lot to talk about. Give me a 1. Josh says, pardon me while I pick my brains up off the floor because my mind has officially been blown. Okay. Let me ask everybody here so we can move on to deep. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day. David, I haven't asked a question yet. Neither. You guys are just giving me ones. Deep. Give me a 1 if you are targeting like 2 or 3 keywords and you would just be ecstatically happy just to get instructions on how to use the deep and silo plugins to hit 1 to 5 keywords, or a 2 if the market domination thing, just for our next webinar, is an interesting topic for you, just as an audience. If everybody could please vote, that would be really, really helpful. Okay, an overwhelmingly significant number of you are interested in more than just 2 to 3 keywords. By the way, if you are the few people who are, David wants both, Dave Keys. Okay, that's really good to know. I really appreciate you helping me let our team know what you're interested in. The overwhelming majority of you are interested in expanded and greater systems. One thing I would like to say, again, for Sue, Mike, Kevin, is all the systems that they're putting together, that our team is putting together, are designed to be interchangeable and moving with the times. This is why Kevin does a semantic web. We have Mike continually upgrading and looking at new plugins, and Sue is continually integrating what you call interchangeable parts, so that as the web changes, we have a pretty good idea where things are going. These interchangeable plugins, RSS systems, social explosion, all the tools we have, which we'll leave for another webinar, are integrated, and they're kind of future-proof. So I really wanted you guys to know just the philosophy that we have. And with that being said, we'll just go into the difference between deep. We'll go ahead and do the demonstration, I think, is probably the best way to go. Before Sue begins, I'm going to go ahead and drop the deep silo builder page where you can purchase it if you decide to. And I just want you to know where that is, and also where you can get on our list and be constantly updated about these great updates. Okay, cool.
Can I also interject just really quickly that if you're a Network Empire member, basic member and above, this is already included with your membership.
You're correct. In fact, you wanted me to do that. Actually, here's the first. I'm going to do 2 links instead, okay? The absolute basic membership we have is called networkempire-basic.com, and that automatically includes deep. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and drop that in here just so you guys know that, and I think Sue gave me permission to say this. I mean, if you think about it, the price of the deep plugin is really pretty much the same price as a 1-month membership. So if you wanted to, and you would also get access to a lot of the concepts and written material and videos similar to what Sue just shared with you. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that in there first. If you're not interested in a recurring membership or joining up for 1 month and then canceling if you weren't interested, I'm also going to give you the direct link to the purchase page for the Deep Silo plugin. So as Sue is showing you the in-depth power boost that you have on this thing, you'll know where you can look at it, and also there's a place to grab the help file on that link that I just sent you, and the rest. So hopefully that's useful to you, because I know that not all of you have time or are interested in joining a membership area, but some of you will be. Also, for those of you who are undecided, I'm going to go ahead and drop one more link in there. It's members.networkempire.com, which gives you a wonderful overview of the courses and training and kind of inner core modules that we have, just in case you're not really sure and you just really want to take a look at that. So those 3 are there while Sue's showing you.
Higher.
Yeah, why not?
Exactly. All right. Deep is activated. Great. I'm going to come over here to widgets and just check my widgets. All right, we've got that still. And let me come over here.
We do have hundreds of people on this call, so if for some, I reinforced the server on that deep silo page, so you should be fine. But if you have a problem with that, just let me know on the chat scroll, and I'll go ahead and drop the link to you personally, and you can try it there, or you can keep it for later.
Okay, so let me talk for a second about what just happened when I activated this, because you saw that there was nothing up my sleeve just a moment ago, and now, ta-da, there's a home page. So the idea behind Deep is that it's going to be on a website, like on your money site. And so a money site where you're going to sell products isn't usually the kind of place where you want a blog roll. It's usually a place where you want a static page on the front, and you're going to talk to people about who you are and what you do and why your products are wonderful and why they should buy them from you. And then you go on to discuss your different silos and have your product pages usually underneath that. So we just go ahead and set up a bunch of stuff already for you. We're going to set up the silo structure in your, we did this also with Simple, but I'll just talk a little bit more about it here. Under permalinks, we set up your permalink structure to be category and post name. That way you get a keyword-rich URL string. And we go ahead and set up a home page, and we make that home page the front page right here under reading. So you can change any of this, right? You don't have to have a page that's called home. You can rename that page. You can do whatever the heck it is you want to do, because after all, it is your site. And once you get it all set up the way you want to click this. We should really name that a little bit differently, Mike, because every time I look at it, I'm like, is that really what I want to click? You click this, and what it really means is I have my site set up the way that I want it set up. So if I deactivate this plugin and reactivate it, don't go setting it up the way you think you want it set up again. I got it the way I want it, leave it alone. So
can you explain
that's one of the things.
I didn't quite understand what you were saying. Can you?
Okay, so once you install Deep for the first time, it sets up a bunch of stuff the way that it thinks that you should want it set up. And it's 9 times out of 10 when you're doing a money site or something like that, it sets it up the way that you want it. But if you want, for example, your home page to be called something else, then if you were to deactivate it and reactivate it again, it doesn't know that it's being reactivated. It thinks, well, maybe I'm being activated for the very first time, and look, there's no page called home, so I'll make a home page. And
actually, if you've got a page set full stop as your front page, even regardless of this, it's not going to overwrite that. This one is more for whether you have a page or a series of posts.
Okay.
So if you've already got a page set as your front page, then it doesn't matter about this part here. It'll automatically check to make sure that whether you've got one, it's only if you don't have anything set that it'll go and create a home page for you.
So you made it even smarter than I thought you made it. That's wonderful.
Stop it.
This checkbox is more if, like, say for example, some people set the website so that it's a widgetized home page,
right.
or it's you know, and it's running on the standard WordPress install of the blog roll. I mean, I called it this because I didn't know what else to call it. If someone has a better idea, I'm more than happy to.
No, that's good. That's good. I was thinking that it was doing more than just that, which is why it threw me for a loop. No, that's perfect.
All that does is says, hey, I don't want a page as my home page.
Okay.
Leave me alone.
Okay. All right, perfect. Then it's not the thing that I thought that was so important that it needed to happen. Okay, so beauteous.
Excellent. Does everybody okay, it looks like everybody understands what that is, more or less.
Yeah, if you want a blog roll on your front page, then click that button. And if you don't want a blog roll on your front page, you don't have to worry about clicking that button.
Sue, can you just take while you're demonstrating, I hate to ask, but can you just open a tab and just go to SEOsiloplugin.com and just show people where they are, just so they know where they're, because I've had a couple questions. Yeah, if you go to the page, this has got all 3 plugins in it. Just go over and click Deep Silo, see Premium, and you already have Simple, most of you, and that's where we're going to be having all of them. Okay, just right there. Thanks, Sue. Just so they know what it looks like.
This is where you can grab it. Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Yes, Chris, I will replay this for me. Also, Chris, contact me privately on Skype about something. Chris Morris actually provided our first testimonial for the earlier version of video, so he's been around for a long time.
Indeed.
I have something for you, Chris. Okay, let's see. Shannon is saying, we get a few people asking about video versus deep. We'll get into that. We're going to have another webinar in a couple of weeks, depending upon when Sue and Mike give the green flag on that, and we'll get into that. In fact, it deserves its entirely own webinar. But obviously, one of the key components is video is the difference. That's really all we'll say today. Just keep your eyes peeled, and we'll email you when it's ready. Okay, where are we?
All right, good. So I'm going to go ahead and slurp in an entirely our blueprint from before, which was their diet blueprint.
Oh yeah, okay. Is it the same one?
It's the same one. It's
So there's
this
going to be a
one
lot
over
more.
here.
This is going to have more of a pane. It's going to have more of a page structure
Yes.
to it. Okay, cool.
So now that we have slurped that in, let's just take a look at what happened. All right. So we've got weight loss plans I want to check out. Weight loss plans. All right, so here under weight loss plans, you can see we've got half a dozen different, we got fad diet, dash, zone, caveman, and cookies. And here under fad diet, this is where it gets really fun, right? Here under fad diet, we've got
Tons of
the
people.
next level down.
Tons of people are asking how you created that spreadsheet. I'm not sure how you want me to handle that. Okay. Like, wait a second. That's not
This
manual.
spreadsheet over here. So design my site.
You weren't supposed to get sidetracked in this, but I'll let you read the room.
So I'm just gonna it's just gonna be like 2 nanoseconds. All right. So Network Empire Builder. This is part of. You can get the light version of Network Empire Builder with the membership, with the $47 membership, or you can get the Pro version, with the $247 membership, and
so that
it takes.
So that $49 a month includes Deep and this a light version of this, which is like one site.
Yes.
I forgot
Correct.
about that.
It doesn't include TLKT. So if you want keywords with that, which I strongly suggest, then you're going to want to upgrade to our $97 membership, which is our basic bundle. And then you have everything you need to make a site. Okay?
Yeah.
And so this is basically an import of 1 or maybe 2 keyword drills out of TLKT. And normally I do more than just a couple of keyword drills, but you know how it is on webinars. You're trying to do everything fast. So so I probably just did a couple of imports a long time ago, and then I picked some keywords and I constructed a silo structure out of it. Normally what I do is if I were going to do a diet site, I would drill into the word diet in TLKT. I would import that. I'd set up, you've got business rules over here to make sure that you're staying within a budget and that your website's going to make the money that you want to make. And then it's going to bring back all of the keywords, and it's going to tell you whether or not those keywords pass your business rules. And if not, it's going to tell you why it doesn't. And then you can make an intelligent decision, right? You can go with keywords that are going to meet your business rules, or you can go outside of that a little bit. So normally, let me just finish this thought. Normally, I would go ahead and select my silos out of that first drill, and then I would go back to TLKT and I would drill for each one of those silos. I'd blow away all these keywords, and one by one I'd import the keywords for that silo, and I'd create my silo structure out of that drill. So usually like 5 or 6 drills per site.
Yeah, now people are product confused now. Okay, so let me just stop. Everyone, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to pull away from this, and we're going to go back into the Deep Silo plugin. And TLKT is a software we also have. Remember, we have a Network Empire suite. Sue, I think to repair this, could we please go to members.networkempire.com, your new control panel area, which is so beautiful?
Sure.
Just please remember, you guys, that we wanted to stay focused on the plugin. The plugin is one small finger in a gigantic tendril hand of a market domination software system that we have. And we don't want to confuse you. So let me just go to the member software area. There's various packages that we have, and I'm happy to walk you personally through this. If you need me, just contact me on Skype at ThemeZoom on Skype, one word. I'll add you to the free Skype room where we talk about this stuff all the time. These are the software tools that help you create that web ring system that we discussed. Sue showed you early on, okay? TLKT is a part of one specific bundle that gives you the keywords, and they all work together to create this nice system of silo domination and backlinking and traffic and conversion. Oh my goodness. So the DWS system, since you asked, is part of even the $49 per month product has that basic thing inside there. So we really wanted to stay away from getting into this, but you know, it is important for you guys to know that we have a totally complete system of which the WordPress plugin is an end result. You know, the environment with which you can rank and convert and create a transaction for your product or service. So just wanted you guys to know that. We'll get into, if you have any questions or you felt confused by those various products, we just basically wanted you to know that they exist. You can do any of this manually, If you just bought the Deep Silo plugin today for $37 or whatever it is, you could, like some of you have expressed to me, you just want to put keywords one at a time. That's a great way to start. Okay, I'll just drop that link in there again. That's a great way to start. Just, even with simple, it's free. You can just start playing around and then move up when you're ready. And the Deep Silo plugin, you do not have to use any of these systems or use our enterprise platform until you're ready. And you could attend our webinars and our free Skype rooms and get all kinds of information with like-minded people who have your business interests and your online empire in mind. And you can just go at your own pace. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay, is that okay? Jazz and let me see, Kathy, did that make sense? Just want to make sure there was about 4 or 5 of you. And if you're still not clear, that's okay. We tended to deviate from the Deep. We'll go back to the Deep plugin.
Cool.
Cool, thanks, Sue.
You bet. All right, so back at the ranch, we were getting ready to import we imported, sorry.
Oh yes, we were importing.
We imported already. Okay, so you can see we've got weight loss plans. These are our silos. These are our silos. And underneath weight loss plans, these were our categories. Right, cookie diet, caveman diet, zone diet. And then underneath fad diet, these are our supporting articles. And this, I was just going to say this mirrors, where did it go? This mirrors this over here, so you can see that it actually imported everything. So this, we're like right here in this silo, the weight loss plan silo. All right. So, let's get radical, shall we?
Indeed.
Give me a 1 if you guys are want to get radical, and a 2 if your brain's already fried and you don't want to see anymore.
And by the way, it's completely fine, because sometimes I feel like punching a 2 in there. John Larson gave us a 3. John, what is that? Is that like you're not sure? You're so fried you don't even know which one it is. Okay.
All right. So I saw the last time that I was in here that I have a few other blueprints here, right? So I'm going to pick Nashville, which was a Nashville SEO, right? So this is like an SEO blueprint, because I just want to show you guys how you're not just stuck with one blueprint, right? You can pull in here a couple of different blueprints. And I want you to think, like when we're here, when we're here on the WR2 ring, or if you're using this for a PBN or something like that, where you might have multiple concepts that you really want to attack on a non-money site, what you can do is, I did actually hit the import, right? I believe I did, yes. What you can do is you can add radically different concepts, right? So now not only do I have diet concepts here, but I've got internet marketing, reputation management, SEO companies, web design, all kinds of SEO concepts. So the lovely thing about silo structure is you can have your peanut butter and eat your chocolate too.
Uh-oh. Dang.
Right? So you can have this silo here about peanut butter, and you can have this silo over here about chocolate, because there's so much more to say about chocolate, right? That would be actually a deep silo, whereas, peanut butter, it just comes in chocolate and chunky and smooth, and there's limited numbers of topics about peanut butter. And because all of these pages, all of these peanut butter pages link together, Google's going to know that that silo is about peanut butter, and you're going to be able to rank for peanut butter, while over here it's going to know that all of these pages are about chocolate, and you're going to be able to rank for chocolate. Now, I don't know that I would actually mix, say, diet and SEO, where those concepts are super competitive and not at all in the same market, not at all in the same market. So I don't know that I would actually do that on a single website. I'd probably do that on different subdomains. But the point of the matter is, you can grab different blueprints and you can import them. And then, of course, not to stop there because, you know, anything worth doing is worth doing to extreme excess. I can come over here and I'm like, oh, you know, I've got this really great idea about taxes. Yeah, let's just add some taxes and some debt management and some credit to the mix. And so, you know, you're not limited. You can mix and match however you want. You can import a couple of different blueprints. You can do stuff on the fly. Like, it's just totally like whatever the heck you want to do, right? It's completely versatile. So I've got my debt, taxes, credit. And where this gets really cool, particularly like if you're out here in the WR2 ring, right? So what I like to do when I'm in the WR2 rings is add new ideas. Let's say that I heard something in the news about my market and it's a little bit tangent. It's not really something that I want on my money site, but I want to attract the people who are interested about that topic, and then you've got banners and stuff on your WR2 site. Like, you've got ways to get people from the WR2 site onto your money site. So I can attract that traffic to my satellite site, and I can then take all of those people who are actually interested in my products and net them into my money site. So and because I've got tracking on all of those things, and I can tell when somebody's come off of a particular topic on my WR2 site and actually converted on my money site, I can tell that that topic was one of the new topics that I just entered. And so then it's like, okay, if I get enough of a response off of that kind of a topic, then I want to figure out how I want to braid it into my actual money site, right? Because you're going to get always a percentage of those people that actually come in, and whereas once you get them on your money site, you can get them to opt in. You've got a higher conversion rate when you don't have to go through another website. Mm-hmm. So I'm constantly using that funnel. So that's what I love about the plugin, is that it gives me the versatility to go, oh, hey, I want to try these ideas. I want to see what's going on. There's this really great author. They just put out a book on Amazon. I want to put in some ideas about that. I can do a drill really fast in either Kraken or TLKT, make a quickie blueprint out of those ideas, and slurp that in, right?
Okay.
So
I would like to address Deborah's question. Can you do something to all those topics so they look better at the top of your site? Let me communicate something to you guys that I know is not easy. Sue is a developer, so she's already assuming that you understand that you can design your site in a myriad of ways. Okay, it doesn't look like this when you're done. This is a default WordPress theme. Probably it would be good at some point for us to show you web design. The beautiful thing is that you can get, like, for example, I don't even use those drop-down tops. I do a different, you can do sidebar. Another person asked if we can still function as a silo without a sidebar. He doesn't have a sidebar in his site currently. So do you have advice for him?
A lot of times you can drop that widget in the footer. Mm-hmm. It's not ideal because it's all the way at the bottom of your page, but it's better than nothing. Right. And so I do have, we do work with folks who've got clients and they're very picky about the aesthetics of their site. And so that's an easy way to do that.
Yes, and you should fire those people immediately. I'm totally.
Sometimes, yeah.
If the pickier they are, the more you guys should charge, right?
Exactly.
You see our Sell Blueprints first course with Mike Clay, right, Mike? He's in here. He's in the room also. Okay. So great. And so again, for those of you who are maybe impact oriented, so this design is like, oh, I don't want my site to look like that. You can make these sites look extraordinarily. In fact, I really should have lined up some silo sites. I wonder if Mike Hayden's still here. We could actually show them a demonstration of one that's done. We have so many, but that's okay. We'll look.
I'm here. Just give me 2 seconds.
Okay, we'll find you guys a completed site. And I do think it's important. Like Deborah makes a good point. We're very development oriented. In fact, the company, I'm probably the only non-developer in the entire company. So, it's good that you said that, Deborah, and we'll show you what it can possibly be. And, just so you guys know, Mike Clay has created a theme, and I believe he'll probably end up showing us that one, if not. And you can see what they look like, and there's all kinds of things. This is a very, very oldie, but goodie. I mean, this is one, not gorgeous, but it's just, again, a framework. It's just not a live site. So we have a couple other we can show you. But let's just move on to some other questions while that's coming. Great question, Deborah. Does Deep work with themes? Then does it work with more themes than the original Silo plugin? That's a great question, Noel. I'm going to let Sue and Mike answer that one. There's been a few questions today about what themes this does and doesn't work with. And Sue, I wasn't sure if I could say that it works with more themes or not. I guess that'd be a question for you or Mike. So I know that
obviously, the themes that it's not going to work with are the themes that try to be really controlling about the user interface.
An example,
so the more controlling.
An example would be, for example, someone asked if wpbeaverbuilder.com would work, and I don't know for sure, David, but I'm guessing that it wouldn't because it looks like the entire infrastructure he has to alter and shift. And however, I do not know until I actually test it. So there's no real way for me to guarantee you that it's going to work with that. My guess is that it would not, but you don't really know. And then Kathy's asking, does it work with Genesis themes?
Oh, yes.
Yes, Kathy, it does.
Lovely.
I think there's a couple of Genesis theme fans on our team.
Like Mike Hayden.
Yeah, I think Mike likes Genesis quite a bit, right? And,
yeah, I mean it's all right.
It's all right. Okay.
Yes,
you don't hate it, right? Is what I'm really saying.
I don't hate it. No, I use it for pretty much everything.
Okay.
That's that question.
Yeah. Well, and that's great to know. You know, everybody has their favorites, and again, each and everybody on this call is coming from a different walk of life. Mike Hayden is way smarter than me when it comes to development. He doesn't mind playing with back-end frameworks like that. Whereas, you know, when I'm doing work, I don't have the time to do it, so I'll just take basic themes, and unless it's set up, like maybe one of his themes is easy for me to use. Yes, Jazz, he did build the OMG DC theme, yeah, with Genesis. I'm 99%. Didn't you, Mike?
Yep.
Yes, I did. Yep, that was me.
Leela, I can't answer your question about Crusader. I've only heard about the application. I know it's OMG. I haven't reviewed it. I don't know anything about it, so I can't talk to that. But thanks for the question, and we'll keep our ear to the ground about that software. We haven't reviewed it. Okay.
How to upgrade from 1.6.3. Rizel, you're going to love this.
Uh-oh.
So if you're on the old version, you grab the new version, you uninstall the old version, you install the new version, and then you want to come here to the Manual Silo Builder tab. And when you hit that tab, it'll give you a nag screen at the top, but when you hit that tab, it will take all of the structure from the old version and upgrade it into the new version, and you'll be off and running again. It's just as easy as that.
Oh, great. Fantastic.
That was only 4 days programming to make sure that worked.
Thank you. Hey, Mike, that is just really extraordinary, man. I just am so impressed. That would have been like 4 years programming with the last thing we were doing. So that's great. It's awesome, man. Really, really good. So much work. You guys, I don't know if anybody in the room hangs out with developers or try to program your stuff. I just want you, yeah, Jazz is saying serious blankety blank. She's saying, she's very enthusiastically saying serious stuff here. Yeah, and the reality is I don't know if you guys, how familiar you guys with development. There are plugins and then there are plugins. There are plugins that you plug in and they turn on some kind of flashy widget on your homepage that work more or less. And then there are things that change the entire infrastructure of your site to help you rank higher for multiple keywords using far fewer inbound links than your competition. That's what Mike and Sue have done with this one, and this is not your grandmother's plugin. This is not cheap to build and really a lot of not minimal in time investments. I'm kind of excited about that. I just want to give you a frame for that. Sue, should I answer the question about people who have previously legacy plugins, or do we want to leave that for an email or something? I don't want to confuse anybody anymore.
Yeah, like for more questions about upgrading, that's a really good point. I'll send out a detailed information packet to everybody on the webinar about what and where and how to get and what to do and all that kind of good stuff.
And you can also, again, at any time, I'm going to be fielding calls and input. Please do contact me again. I'm going to type it into the Skype area, the chat area, so that you can contact me on Skype if you haven't already. A lot of you already know. So I can put you in the appropriate room. And any questions that you have about product or appropriate path, on these types of things, I'm happy to field. We have a very tight-knit community of not only SEO and online market domination experts, but we also are very much into business development. I want to make sure that you have the right path and that it makes sense to you. Sue has helped, and I know I have as well, but I know Sue has helped literally hundreds of people add 1, even 2, in my case, zeros to their income. And you got to get your head on straight about that stuff, and we do provide a lot of that kind of training as well. So, okay, good. Let's see where we are.
Oh. I just realized there's a whole new feature that I got to show you guys because it's just so exciting. It used to be such a pain to actually delete stuff out of the silo structure because there's multiple moving pieces and you had to delete it all and you had to clean it up. And you can see I have this little plugin down here, Clean My WordPress, just so that I don't have to jump through all the hoops of deleting stuff, right? So
right.
Now, if you want to like nip this entire silo out of your website, you just click the little link. I'm here in the Manual Silo Builder tab, right? You click that little link, you come down here, and you have options here for draft and publish and delete. This is warning. Deleting this
Holy
silo page
mackerel.
will also delete everything underneath it. Okay, but make it so.
So
Gone.
whoa. Oh, that's right. Okay, and does that mean, Sue, that they don't have to use the old method of going into cats and all that stuff?
Exactly.
Okay, and those of you who don't know what that is, ignore me. You will never know what was gained or lost. And you'll just know that you should be glad that you don't know what was gained. To delete silos was a lot harder until Mike got his hands on it.
The one thing that I will say is if you...
Suggesting it.
Say that again?
Shout out to Mike Gravett for suggesting it.
Yeah, Mike Gravett. Oh, thanks, Mike. That's great.
The one thing that I will say is, you know, stuff happens, right?
Indeed.
If you accidentally deleted the wrong silo, your content is all still here in the deleted area. It's not like, oh my goodness gracious, I'm going to go jump off of a tall building. So if like you deleted it and you want to add it back in, like let's say that you deleted it because you made changes someplace and now you want to import it again, you will want to go clean up your trash. Or you know, if you accidentally deleted it, or if your 3-year-old like put their hands on the keyboard and did all kinds of things, it's there. Like you don't have to panic. All right.
Jazz,
so that feature wipes out the categories.
Yes.
And throws everything else into the trash, pages, posts, everything under whatever it is that you selected. But yeah, so if you do want to get it back, then you have to take it out of the trash and you have to add it back in page by page. But at least the content will still be there. It's a kind of oops feature.
That's awesome.
or maybe oh crap.
We've got to watch.
We'll do a video. I'll write up a little bit of a blurb about if you accidentally deleted it, how to get it back.
And we are adding more and more videos to the help file, and Sue and Mike and the team, and including myself, are working hard to get you the help files. But we have a long-term strategy with these. We have to watch Kathy Lane because she's everything she sees. What's that social explosion? She's tempting me to get off point. She's like, what? That's another one of our products, Kathy. Please talk to me privately on Skype, and I'll add you to the Skype room for social explosion. It's extremely powerful and dangerous automatic social backlinking and traffic software, and I can't say more about it today because we're just not focused on that. And we wrote that as well. Okay, let's see.
Oh, yes. Another thing that I have to show you. Yes. Yes.
Oh, by the way, when you use social explosion with what we're going to show you next, called Video Kraken, is it presuming you guys want us to actually show you those things? The things get pretty crazy. I'm sorry. See, I'm distracted. I get really easily sucked in. All right.
I know how it goes.
All right.
I'll get out the whips. It's okay.
So much power, so little time.
Right?
All right.
All right. So there's a new option, and this is in deep, and it's going to be in video, but it's not in simple yet. So there's a new option here where you can actually adjust the number of pages as well as the number of posts. So when you get down here, is this the thing that we currently have going on? Let me just hit the refresh here really fast.
Somebody asked me directly for the buy button for deep because they couldn't get through the mail thing, so I just dropped it in there for you.
Okay,
Tom,
cool.
Go ahead.
So when you're here, you'll see that like all of these things are actually pages, and all of these things are posts. And if you think that things are going to get out of hand, you can adjust the number of pages that are displayed, or you can adjust the number of posts that are displayed. Before it was all one number, and it wasn't as useful as it is now.
Okay.
So just adds more control over how you want the sidebar displayed.
Which is really cool when we get to, God forbid, video cracking, when you've got like 200,000 pages and it automatically silos, you can have pretty large silo pages. Actually, I'm going to ask you when we get to that point, Sue, how many pages we should have. You and Mike.
Billions.
No, like how many, when we get over to the video cracking, actually give me a one if you guys, should we stop for today? Are you interested in video cracking as well, which is the automated siloing, which is now available with Simple and video cracking working together?
I'm probably not going to get into that much detail in video cracking if we go over there. What are people saying? Do they want more, or are the brains fighting? I'm not even sure that I'm all the way through this yet. Hang on.
No, I know we're not. I probably led the witness. We're actually trying to read the room so we can sculpt this a little bit. Yeah, people are going to want to do that, but let's answer the questions first with deep. Yeah, people are still wanting you to finish up deep. Yeah.
Oh. This is such a cool feature.
Okay.
The SEO stuff, is that also in Simple? That's in Simple too, isn't it, Mike?
Simple is the current release is version 3, so it doesn't have a lot of these.
Yeah, and this is going. Yeah, this is going to answer three of you whose question I did not answer, which is what other SEO plugins can I use with Silo plugin? This is mind-blowing. I'm completely blown away that Sue and Mike have pulled this off. So here we go. If you want to know Silo stuff, SEO stuff.
So this is just, it's too cool for words. Let me just go see what I've got installed. Hang on a second. All right, Yoast is here, but it's not active yet, okay? So let's just go take a look at what happens with this when Yoast isn't active. Right now I'm on a page. Let's start with a post. And we're going to edit this post. And my screen options, I've got the Any Deep Silo Builder meta area turned on. And so when I come down here, you can see a very Yoast looking snippet, right? So you can see what your thing is going to look like in the search engine. So if I put in a description here, for instance, and hit the update, then it's going to show you this is my description. So you're going to see exactly what it's going to look like in the search engine. Now, being mindful of the fact that Google can decide to override your description with whatever it is that they want based on whatever the keyword was that was typed in and yada yada, which is however they feel that day. But aside from all of that, it's still, I would still tend to write a title and a description that is going to draw the click, because on those instances where Google does display what you've got, and if you've got something in here that's reasonable, Google will display it, then you've got a much better chance of somebody actually clicking on something because you've made it an open loop. And Russell talks a lot in the members area and in some of our courses about the neuro marketing concepts about how you can get people to engage more, and what kind of ideas, what you want to think, how you want to think about when you're creating these things, when you're crafting your title and description. And Jimmy will also get into talking a great deal about how you can optimize the title of your post versus your meta title so that you're not over-optimizing for a particular keyword. And so this just provides a lot of functionality beyond just SEO, but it also does double duty for SEO too. So this is the plugin without anything added. Now let's take a look at what happens when you add Yoast to this, okay? So let me just come up here and view the post. We'll come over here, we'll activate Yoast, and Yoast just goes about being very Yoast-like. Right. So now let's come back in here and edit the post again. And you'll see plugin detected, WordPress Yoast by SEO, or WordPress SEO by Yoast. So you'll see Yoast stuff here, and now the interesting thing is I have a description here, and Yoast didn't pick up my description. So the $60,000 question is, what's going to actually be displayed? View my post. And let's look at the page source. And if I look here for description,
While she's doing that, I'm just letting you know that I am addressing everybody on Skype. And so I'm getting all your requests taken care of here.
excellent. So if you want, I was thinking, it's a distinct possibility I don't have the absolute latest version of the plugin installed on my blog.
Dang it, Sue.
I know.
Stop staying up until 5 in the morning.
Right? Doesn't it update Yoast, or is it the other way around, and it updates from Yoast? It slurps in the data from Yoast if Yoast is there.
It should pull in Yoast's data.
So it'll pull in Yoast data, so it's not going to push its data to Yoast. But if you already have Yoast there,
yeah, you would have to have
that
it.
was the way it worked. So if you've already got Yoast there and you've already spent time tweaking out all your metadata and everything, and you decide to uninstall Yoast, our plugin will have Yoast data in it, and it'll display that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Right. So if I, how many of you have Yoast SEO installed in blogs, or how many of you use it? I just want to get a little survey from you. Give me a 1 if you use it and a 2 if you don't.
Hazel was just saying also that if I hit update, it'll go ahead and fix that.
Now, does this also do this for? Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Dude, does this also do this, or Mike, does it also do it for all-in-one SEO? I heard rumors that it did, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
and we slid right over that. I know several people do use all-in-one SEO, so it'll pull the same stuff. I mean, it's just great. Just kudos to you guys on this one. This is such an awesome thing, so you don't have to worry about, conflicts or any of these things.
Exactly. You don't have to worry about the stuff showing up twice in the head. You're not going to get 2 different descriptions. You're not going to get 2 different keyword metadata in there. It's just going to show up once, and it'll populate back and forth so that if you uninstall one, the other one's got all the data in there for you.
Okay.
That is something that I should mention. I have ever had on other webinars, people ask me, can you uninstall the Silo plugin? And while yes, you can uninstall the Silo plugin, you will lose the Silo structure because you lose the widget, right? So let me just come back up here, view post. You're not going to get this widget. You can go ahead and create a menu and refabricate it that way, but the menu's not going to have, like we created the plugin for a reason, because the WordPress menus don't actually silo. So just so you know, you can uninstall it, the world won't end, but you'll lose your silo structure.
Right.
Exactly.
Good to know.
All right. So I was going back through here and just looking at all of the things that make sure that I cover everything.
One of the big things is changing the slugs. That's one of my favorite.
Changing
Absolutely.
the what? What's that, Mike?
Changing the slugs of the pages. So if you, you're importing a whole lot of keywords and you realize from Jimmy's training that you've over-optimized the entire site.
Yeah. That's right. Hey, can you guys slow down and really get into that?
Yeah, I'm going to do it right here.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I just got excited.
Yeah. So within this, I've got fad diet, and then underneath it I've got a 17-day diet review. And that was just how the keywords were when I imported them in Network Empire Builder, and so that's how the site got created. But I know if I've got diet in the URL string twice or more, which is really easy to do, then I need to like not do that, right? So I can come in here and I can just take out, and I can say 17-day review because it's in a diet site and it's in a diet silo. Diet is strongly implied. I'm still going to get ranked for diet.
Right.
And so I can take that out, I can optimize the SEO, I can hit OK, and my silo structure doesn't break. And I can do that at a higher...
You also need to update the page.
Oh, well, yeah, this is true.
Just making sure.
And I can do this on a silo level too, right?
Yeah, and it'll flow all the way through to the post level and changes all the categories and everything along with it.
Still my beating heart. All right, so let's just go look at this. I'll show you what we're talking about. Let's say, let me just come back over here and find something that's just like totally over-optimized. Diet. All right, so I can take diet out of diet information here, or I can take diet out of this level here, or I can take diet out of all of these down here. So to go through and change all of these, like that's a lot of changing. I don't really want to do that. I've also got diet in all of these. So I might just opt for taking diet out of this, just as a for instance. I mean, in a perfect world, I would do more than just that, but let's just go do that so I can show you how this works. So I'm going to come up here to diet information, which is a page and not a post. We were just editing posts before, but now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to edit this. And
so just quickly before you edit it, I think just so that people can see the change that will happen, if you can open one of the pages or posts underneath that, so when you refresh they can see the URL string change.
Yep.
In the levels.
So I'm here, I'm under diet information, I've got healthiest diet, and now I'm going to change this to just information, and I'm going to say OK, and I'm going to update this page, and over here I'm going to hit a refresh, diet information, healthiest diet, and ta-da! It changes to information, healthiest diet. And there was no like, it didn't skip a beat. It didn't breathe hard.
That's crazy.
It was all just really sweet.
Okay, while she's doing this, quick question for everybody. How many of you already have a deep silo plugin? Please give me a 1 if you do not have it. I mean, sorry, a 1 if you have it and a 2 if you do not have it. Okay. All right, cool. That's a good idea to know. I've dropped the link in there again for you guys. You've been in beta. Okay, don't have it. All right, good to know. Yeah, give me a 1 if you have simple silo. That is a free download. You should just ultimately have all of our silo plugins as an arsenal, and ultimately all of our plugins, including OneFeed Supercharger, which we'll have another webinar on. Those are all very, very useful. Okay, Hector is still on 1.6.3. Okay, you have all the freebies. All right, good. Okay, cool. Thank you for that feedback. I just want to make sure that you had that. Okay, excellent. Thank you. I'll drop the link in there again for everybody. For those of you who want to gain access to just that, and of course the members area is networkempire-basic.com, which then includes that. So Ariza's got a question. Page post titles and sidebar text, can you have them different from one another?
Yes.
Yes, that's a great question, Ariza. I like your questions.
So the sidebar.
The difference between the text of the pages in the sidebar and that on the actual page themselves?
Yeah.
I think the answer is no to that one because it's pulling in the WordPress post title.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was headed.
Okay,
so,
can you explain that?
Yeah, so this by default is going to be this. When I change this, it's going to change this. That's a WordPress thing. So that's not part of our plugin. I'll just show you really fast.
Lonnie is asking, so I'll wait for you. I think it's related. So the plugin no longer pulls in content. I'm not sure if he's talking about DWS.
He's talking about DWS. I didn't have any content in my blueprint.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Use the heck out of everybody.
Way to pay attention, Lonnie. Yeah, it actually still works, and it's just she just made the blueprint quick like a bunny over the last couple of days, and we didn't have any articles written. That's a good point, though. Again, we're not supposed to talk about DWS Silo Builder, but the app she used, it does allow you to put your content in there. So if you have articles, you can.
Yeah, that's a DWS. That's not Network Empire Builder.
Sorry, DWS, the pro version. Yeah. Okay, good. Lonnie's been watching us very closely.
So the only place that you can actually change it and make a difference. Now, it used to be that the sidebar text, the menu text, and the metadata would all be the same unless you had something installed like Yoast. But you can see that my meta title remained what it was. It didn't actually change.
Okay. That's just really awesome. Good job, Mike. That is, both of you actually, is just crazy. Okay. Fantastic. So slugs do not affect the title, correct? That's what Patrick is asking.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's correct, Patrick.
By default, they're all the same in the beginning, but you can change one and it won't change the other.
Okay, gotcha. Can you do the URL changes with simple silo as well? Gina is
not
asking
yet,
that?
but you will.
Okay, yeah, we haven't come back around to that change.
Or plus.
Exactly.
Yeah, we will. Pending Mike's enough hours in the day for him.
Right?
George is asking.
Gotta quit having kids.
Yeah, careful. So, yeah. So even though the title has diet still as, maybe we got this. Did you get George's? So even though the title has diet still as long as the URL has dropped, so the string is better SEO wise. Yeah, well.
Right.
Yeah,
it's only in there once now.
If you guys haven't, in the Skype room, you can hit me up for it. If you guys aren't familiar with over-optimization issues, which are pretty profound for a lot of beginners, intermediate, this really solves the problem. Mike is deeply familiar with the issue that students have, and so he made it really, really easy so that if you've over-optimized, which we do have a whole talk on that, I'm willing to give that.
We have a whole course on that.
Yeah, we actually have a whole, which one course is that? Traffic Hospital?
Traffic Hospital.
Yeah, traffichospital.com. Again, not our focus today, but some of the more advanced SEO stuff out there. Just want to make sure that you know that related to the plugin, it makes it so much easier if I, find myself over-optimized. And again, we talk about that elsewhere. So you guys will hear about this in our Skype rooms and stuff. So activating the breadcrumbs from the SEO point of view is a bonus for link distribution. Rizel's asking. Link juice distribution.
I would. So there's two aspects to. Let me just come back up there for a second. View page. There we go. There's two aspects to this. One. Hang on just a second. One is that we've got this semantically marked up now, right, Mike?
Yes, I think so. I'd
so.
have to double check that one, but yeah.
Yeah.
If it isn't, then the semantic markup is done.
Right. So this has got a double whammy of giving you a semantic markup as well as giving you user usability. Because it's hard to see with this particular theme because we've got so many silos at this point.
What?
But this does.
It's
right?
a directory.
It does. One of the things that this does is it helps your users navigate or your visitors navigate back up the chain all the way up to the home page, and so if you've got a large site, that can be really useful, and then the other thing that's really kind of key is, excuse me, I got a terrible frog.
You got a froggy in your throat. While Sue is doing that, Kathy, it would be a good idea not to compare the Page Mash plugin with this one. Patrick's like, Sue, you need some whiskey. Actually, tequila.
Right, tequila. There's an idea.
Jazz. I can't take Jazz anywhere. I'm not even going to repeat that. She says you got a horse in your throat. Your throat is hoarse. Don't eat the worm, Jess says. Okay. Can't take her anywhere at all. Yeah, we can talk again, Kathy. That's not a good comparison, although I understand where you're coming from. It's very, very, I know, Kathy, that you're very, it's very important that what it looks like. Mike, did you have an example of one of your completed sites that you're going to show us?
Yeah, sure.
Or did you not, were you not able to find one for us?
Yeah, no, I've got one. Just where shall I shoot the link?
Theo, I'm on Skype if you want to give it to me, or Sue.
You can stick it in the chat and just send it to
everyone.
You can send it to everyone, or you can select down there at the bottom to just send it to organizers.
Yeah, that's probably better. I mean, if you feel like sharing it, and I didn't even think about it, Mike. If you're not comfortable, there is a lot of people on this call, like hundreds.
No, it's I've set it. It's
okay.
It's set up on the director's cut demo skin, which thousands of people have seen.
Now we have people starting to push for the video Kraken discussion. Like they're bursting at the seams. Okay. Let me just ask. Let's just go ahead and
just sent it in the chat.
Oh, great. Lovely. Just a lovely one-page landing page there. Wow, so that's got the silo thing on it, huh?
Yeah, so this one, on the home page, the silo's in the footer.
Okay. Okay, so it footered. Good. So that's one option for David, I think it was, who was asking about that. That's one place you can do it besides the sidebar. It might have been Kathy that was asking about that. There's other options. Again, generally speaking, not always as a rule, it takes longer for a spider to default to the bottom, but you really don't have, he's probably got it set up.
The AFL one. So
okay.
AFL level is the only one that's being built out.
Okay, great. So
which center?
AFL.
AFL, okay.
The third one.
Nice.
Sorry. Usually it's all built out, but I'm still testing.
Fantastic. So hopefully, can you guys just give me a 1 if you understand that you can make incredibly presentable sites, including corporate landing page, agencies. And again, this is Mike's design from the Genesis platform. Works perfectly well with silos. Give me a 1 if you understand that, and a 2 if that's not clear. So remember, you can make it as pretty. We're not focusing on web design on this course, although we do sometimes. And in fact, our monthly webinars. By the way, those of you who missed, who are part of the Network Empire private members area, I will have something special for you because we invited everybody to this open mic night here. So yeah, I've had a couple of things. Oh, Patrick is giving the DC theme of yours, Mike, just huge kudos. Just great with a capital G. Yeah, thank you. Mike Hayden is extremely hardworking and very talented developer on many fronts, not to mention a ridiculously good SEO, just for those of you guys who don't know Mike Hayden. Okay, Chris Morris is still with us here. Okay, good. All right, so let's just go ahead and take a, Sue, is it okay if I shift gears here by reading the room a little bit?
Sure.
Okay. So let's just go ahead and make it really clear. We've given you 2 very clear instructions on how to purchase this, and I've dropped you all have the deep plugin landing page and buy button area if that's the way you want to go. There's no recurring payment for this. You can use it for both manual. You can decide later that you want to subscribe and use DWS Lite or the DWS or Pro Builder. I might get the names wrong, but the Lite version. You might want to use our software like Kraken to import. Also, if you want, you can come sign up as a member at networkempirebasic.com and you'll automatically get the deep silo plugin included. Your membership, you can unsubscribe after the first month if you want, if you don't need the content, or you can just join our amazing community. And you also get our monthly webinars with that. One last thing that I'd like to address before we move on to the video Kraken discussion with Simple is several of you, and now I have upwards of 8 people have asked, well, what do I do with pre-existing sites? And I'm going to let Sue and Mike handle this conversation because I'm a little bit too excited about it and I don't want to oversell it technically. But just suffice to say, Sue said earlier she was going to get into this conversation. I know that many of you have pre-existing websites. In the past, we have not been able to I'm going to go ahead and answer this question really clearly with Lonnie. Lonnie, the video plugin, when it comes out, will be a separate price point than Deep. Deep is now a paid plugin, and there's many reasons for that, and we're going to have a separate webinar for video, and you'll understand fully well why that's the case. But anyway, so you guys many of you are asking, can I use the Silo technologies on sites that already exist? Our past answer has been no, and so I'd like Sue and Mike, to whatever degree they're comfortable, to talk about, what's coming, not necessarily in this version, or whatever Sue feels comfortable with releasing to the public information.
Sure. So it's not really that you can't use these plugins on existing sites. You can use the plugins on existing sites, but there's some things that you have to think about. And so because we have webinars with all different levels
right.
of people, technological levels, right? And because now there's Nginx out there as well as the old-fashioned Apache,
right.
and there are extenuating circumstances that make trying to describe what it is that you need to do more complicated to upgrade an older site.
Yes.
So in the interest of saving my help desk staff from wanting to take me out and hang me from a large tree, we just took the stance of no, don't upgrade. So so just to give you an idea of what needs to happen, I've told you already that when you install the plugin, it changes your URL structure, right? Changes your permalink structure to category post name.
Yeah.
So a lot of you guys have been taught well, and you already probably have category post name. And if you have that already as your URL structure, then you can absolutely install the plugin and be off and running, and there's no problem. If that's not your structure, then what's going to happen is every single URL for your existing site is going to change. So if you don't, if it's a fairly new site and you don't have any rankings, you don't have any embed links that you care about, you don't feel like a lot of folks have got pages bookmarked, then you can go ahead and do the upgrade, and it's not really going to make any difference. But if you have an established site and you've got rankings that you care about and you've got people who've bookmarked your site, then changing the URL structure requires that you put in 301 redirects. So again, if you have a small site, you got 10, 15 pages, doing 10 or 15 301 redirects, not a big deal. If you've got a 100-page site,
What?
So again, the easy answer was don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do, what Mike and I deviously talked about the other night doing, was integrating a 301 feature into the Silo plugins. So if you're already technically competent and you feel like you can install this and do the 301s, or if you've already got the URL structure thing, go ahead and upgrade. I would always make a backup first of a site that I care about before I install a plugin like this, because it is a fundamental plugin. It does affect the structure of your site. But if you're good with that, go ahead, go for it. If the idea of doing 301s is something that you're like, maybe not, then for those sites that already exist, you'll want to wait until we come out with our next release, which hopefully will have this magic included into it, and you'll be able to install it, and it will just poof, do everything for you.
Can I just clarify a term you've used, upgrade? Recommend always upgrading the plugin if you've already got it installed. Sue's talking about installing the plugin on an existing site.
Exactly.
So if you've got your permalink set up the way that Sue's got here, fine. If not, warning, wait for a later version, or do the 301s yourself.
Yes.
And that's a WordPress limitation. So we've got to do some fancy footwork to overcome WordPress's helpfulness.
Fantastic.
Yes. So I'm quite excited about it. I'm looking forward to it, but it will, Mike will have to work some magic to make it happen.
All right, well, that's enough on that topic. There's so many people have asked, and thank you so much, Sue, for revealing that tidbit. We will bribe Mike into making sure it happens between feedings.
Right.
So,
you a nanny so that you don't have to change the diapers.
Seems like everybody in this company has a nanny, you know. Jeez.
Right.
So here's the thing, you guys. I'm going to be giving away an unannounced bonus that not even Sue knows that I'm going to be giving away at the end of this. It's my personal gift to you guys for the business success, for your personal business success, as Sue and Mike and Kevin and I get into the business development. We really care about the path that you're taking. I want to make sure that you take the path, the correct product path, and the rest. So I actually have a gift. So I'm going to give that away at the end of this webinar. So do stick around. Please give me a 1 if you would like to end the webinar now, and a 2 if you would like to go through and see the ridiculous power of how simple Silo plugin now talks both to Video Kraken Limited and Video Kraken Unlimited to generate anywhere between 100,000 and 1 million posts per month, indexing a significant amount of those and driving traffic to your money site. Are you guys interested in anything like that, or is that just...
Keys does not get a vote 10 times.
Okay, the reason that Sue and I looked at it, Mike didn't sit on the call with us on this, but we looked at it because now that you all probably have a pretty good walkthrough of why website silo architecture is important. You rank higher using far fewer inbound links, presuming you're not over-optimized. Mike has made it incredibly easy to not over-optimize and to fix anything that might happen. It's a more flexible theme and invites you to take our courses like traffichospital.com, the other trainings that we have. Everything is very friendly and flexible. Now you understand the difference between a shallower silo and a deeper silo, and soon we'll have the upcoming video silo, which we'll have another webinar for. Now some of you know that in the advanced, we have an advanced module, which is something called Video Kraken. Okay, and Sue will just go over to the videokraken.com site for, if you wouldn't mind, Sue, just for a second. I want to make sure that they understand. This is not something that we usually show in webinars, just videokraken.com. This is a plugin that we experimentally released to the general public. And Mike basically said, okay, we're going to have to limit that. We've got to throttle it. Kevin said, okay, we're going to have to throttle. Basically, the team agreed that we tested it out on Ramona's site. That's her testimonial at the bottom. And we were driving literally thousands of visitors on autopilot from, if you remember the web ring that Sue showed you, from the WR2 layer, that secondary layer. So that traffic was driving from the videos and from the pages, and essentially we were auto-posting those videos. Remember, the key element here that makes these not the same as auto-blogging raw text and garbage, the rest is that the videos are engaging. We call this engagement rank in our advanced upper-level training course for certified advisors. So videokraken.com is not included inside the Network Empire members area. It was kind of left out there in no man's land as an experiment until we got a handle on it to see if the kids wouldn't blow themselves up or not with it. Bottom line is most of the kids did blow themselves up, including me. And so what happened, the video, I'm not going to get into that story about how many servers I blew up. It's not pretty. Let's just put it this way. Kevin had to go out and launch an entire hosting company in order to fix it. So, which he did, and by the way, that's a part of something I'm going to discuss next. I just want you to understand the philosophy. One of the downsides of Video Kraken previously was that Video Kraken wasn't siloed. It's like, here we are giving you all the different silo plugins out there, but the automated version was simply not siloed. It was just pulling YouTube videos in from the API, and we were still getting massive traffic without even having the automatic video sites be siloed properly. Well, Sue decided to make them siloable. And so now you can install Silo plugin, a simple Silo builder, the free plugin, with the paid Video Kraken Limited or the paid Video Kraken Upgrade Unlimited, which I'll talk about in a second and the difference here. And you have a completely siloed automatic video site. So you get higher rankings and you have a more themed, you're automatically theming your silos, which is really, really powerful. And generally speaking, this is a limited version because we don't want you to, tear down your hosting company. Inevitably, people will install Video Kraken on, a shared hosting. That's like, trying to fit 5,000 people in a Metallica concert in a one-room apartment in an apartment complex. It's really a bad idea. It's not going to happen. So what happened is we distinguished very clearly between Video Kraken and Video Kraken Unlimited. Okay, and let me just see where everyone's at. I don't want to blow anybody's brains out here. Can you demonstrate the video Kraken? Sure. Sue, do you just want to change screens, or how do you want to do? Or do you want to go and you're going to demonstrate it? Like, what do you want to do here? How do you want to handle this?
Yeah, we can take a look at this. So
Or
if I come back here to plugins,
sure.
And I'm going to have to deactivate Deep.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that. You can use it all in one.
I'm going to have to activate Simple. And then I'm going to have to activate vKraken. I only have the unlimited version.
Silo or video silo with vKraken. The only silo plugin is Simple Silo with video Kraken.
Yeah, you can only use currently. In fact, that's the way it will always be. You use Simple.
That's how it will always be.
Yeah, you use the Simple Silo plugin, which is the free download. I'm going to drop that again. That one's available for everybody for free. Okay. Okay. Now you can use that, but you need the paid, either the video Kraken Unlimited or the video Kraken Unlimited. Okay, which we'll get into here in a second. Video Kraken Unlimited means if you want to post 1,000 videos per day, you can post 1,000 videos per day. Okay, so the videokraken.com version is a limited version. You're not going to be able to publish more than a few per day, so that when you install it on your hosting. Okay, but both of them work with Simple Silo in the way that we're going to be showing you here. So let me just get to this. And I've got to tell you guys, part of the reason we don't talk a lot about this is there's so much sheer power for automated traffic and rankings over time that we really do recommend that you take our more advanced training course. And that training course is not, you know, a $47 ClickBank product. It's advanced training with live webinars where we walk you step by step. I'm actually going to show you the outline of that course. We actually walk you step by step, precisely. A lot of you are familiar with over-the-shoulder videos and these types of things. It's way better than that. We give you a step-by-step clarify layout of how to properly set up a site that could generate 1 million pages. You get 3 months of free hosting with Kevin's hosting company called The Hosting Shop for new members to that course. It's one of the most advanced and powerful trainings we've ever had, and it's tied to the Video Kraken Unlimited. Okay, now people are really going to be asking where you are, Sue.
Okay, so I'm in Kraken.
Don't look at
because
the software. don't look at this.
This is vKraken, right? We're talking about vKraken. vKraken obviously works with Kraken. So I need some keywords, right? Because you guys want to see this is the fireworks, right? You guys want to see fireworks, right? Give me 1 if you want to see fireworks, and 2 if you want to see the boring version.
Boring?
Yeah.
I can't believe you just called thousands of pages per month boring, but that's okay.
It's boring. I want thousands of pages per minute.
Hundreds of visitors per month and thousands of pages boring to see. Okay, good. Nice.
Yes.
There goes my weekend.
I can't take her anywhere, Kevin. I can't take her anywhere.
All right, so I'm going to come here to Video Kraken. I'm going to come here to all queries. I might want to turn Social Explosion on first. Oh, let me just clear out everything that we've got. Bulk actions, delete, away, buy. All right, so now, make sure there's nothing up my sleeve still.
There you go again with that sleeve thing. It makes me very suspicious.
Okay, so there's no sleeves, much less something up them. I'm here at Video Kraken. I'm going to add new. Now, just so you know, there is a manual option here, okay, but that's just boring. I want to import a CSV. This CSV that I just downloaded, back pane, all right? I'm going to open this bad boy. And, you know, I'm really not a picky kind of a girl. Any date is good. Any duration is good. I like the comments. We're gonna post about once every 24 hours. You realize I've got the unlimited version, right? So, and we're gonna humanize, and we're gonna give it an author that's not me because I'm not owning any of this. And we'll just hit the start button and see what happens. Just because, you know, I like to live on the edge. Like that's just
Say that again.
me.
You're not kidding.
All right, so you'll notice, like, it flipped me around to this page, and it's telling me that the category for everything was back pain because back pain was my seed term in Kraken. And, oops, we're over here. And here are all of the keywords, all 43 keywords. And because it imported 43 queries. Now, what do you think? Do you think there's, give me a 1 if you guys think there's going to be something up my sleeve.
No, it's not possible.
No? But wait. Check that. Let's just go look in Backpain and see what happened. It's fireworks, people. It's fireworks. There would be more here, but remember, I've got it throttled to only show me like 10 at a pop, right?
All right, I'll just slow down here, otherwise they're going to miss it. So I want you guys to understand what's happening. This is going out and automatically posting videos, and it's going to be posting them whatever time duration that she said, ongoing forever. And when you submit a sitemap, of course, sweeten the site so that it passes a manual review, and you get a lot of traffic from this. And there's a lot of what we call engagement rank. Please, Sue, did you point out the YouTube video column there, please? Okay.
Yeah, I will in just a second. I just did Backpain. I'm going to come here. I'm going to look at hit pain. Okay. And while we're here in hit pain, I'll show you the YouTube video thing, right?
Is it just me? Is everybody following Sue? Because she's going so fast, library follower. I helped invent the stuff. Please give me a 1 if you're following, or 2 if you're as confused as I am. Okay.
All right. So the lack of confusion will come here in a minute. Everybody's always in awe.
I'm just going to shut up and let you do it. I'm just going to shut. Go ahead.
All right. So I'm here in another theme. I'm here in hit pain. And we've got YouTube videos over here. You see a few of these keywords aren't going to have any videos, but I really don't care, because more is moorishness. Just because there are not videos today doesn't mean there's not going to be some videos tomorrow. I'm going to save this. This is called hit pain.
So you shoot them all. So you publish them all and let God sort them out.
I absolutely do.
Okay, got it.
I'm going to come over here. I'm going to add new. I'm going to import again. I'm going to browse. I'm looking for hit pain. Grab that CSV. Pop it in. Now, you remember just a minute ago, what did I import? 42 keywords, right?
Something like that.
Something like that. I'm going to add comments again. We'll do this in another 24 hours. We're going to humanize. And what it means humanize is means it's not going to post it at exactly the same minute every time it posts it. It's going to, like, randomize a little bit. So it's not going to create a footprint.
Oh, I thought it meant that Mike walked over to everybody's, or Kevin walked over to everybody's blog and manually published it when the bell rang at the host.
Well, he does.
That's Kevin's.
All right, so I just added another 51 queries, and you'll see these are all posted under the silo of hit pain. So I'm just going to come back here, and I'm going to show you what's up my sleeve now. Right? I had just back pain before. Now I got back pain and hip pain. And if I come up here to the hip pain silo, you'll see I've got plenty of posts under here too. Okay? So that's the fireworks. Now I'll slow down and I will explain to you what's going on. Video Kraken takes a list of keywords, or, out of Kraken obviously, or you can come in here and you can add new manually. You put in your keyword there. You can specify a channel if you want to, but then that's just going to restrict the channels, the number of selections.
But on that note, like on SEO factorfiction.com, there is a channel called Theme Zoom, and it pulls all of our videos out onto a page. That was really nice too. Just so everyone knows. I'll drop that link in there for everybody to see what happens when you do that. Go ahead, Sue.
Exactly. And then, as I said before, you can specify upload dates and durations. So like durations, if you just want short videos, or if you just want long videos, or if this just takes any, it's not in particularly picky. Comments, we'll come back around to comments here in a second. And then posting frequency, how often you want it to post. And then if you're going to do it manually, you have to specify a category. You can choose an existing category, or you can add a new category. And in this regard, a category is going to be a silo. This is a little bit of leftover jargon from our original incarnation that didn't have silos. But this works hand in hand with simple silo, so that it creates the silo structure. You come here and you look at manual silo builder, and you'll see the whole silo structure that you're making. All right, so let me come down here to settings, because settings is kind of like this really cool thing. This is a box that you can put whatever you want to here. So I've got like under video banner, under video text. This is all left over from when we did our course CLC3, automatic video traffic. We started that course just a few weeks ago. And so this is all left over from that because there's a whole bunch of plugins that we talk about, how you can use Shortcode UI as the plugin that we use to create the under video banner stuff. And that just helps to make it, we'll show you a finished product here in a minute, helps to drive traffic from what I was talking about earlier from the WR2 ring into the money site. That's how we do that. So you can come here and you can specify, this is all specified for a really particular reason, but you can put in here anything that you want in terms of embedding the video. You can embed the description, the video description. You can embed the rating. You can give it a star rating, a faux star rating if you want to. You can put the title in here, and so you can set all of this up however you want to. You can see we've got the video description here. You can have a Facebook like box also with Shortcode UI. You can include any kind of thing. You mix this up with Shortcode UI and it becomes a very powerful page because you can have a lot of stuff incorporated.
Yeah, and we really go deeply. Kevin's got a module on that. I've got a module on that in the automaticvideotraffic.com course, which we'll talk about at the very end here.
Yeah. So just to come back here for a second and take a look at this page. Now you know why it says under video banner, under video text. That's all going to be Shortcode UI stuff. This is the description of the video itself. This would be the Facebook like box. That's where that would show up.
It's part of
and
training.
then, yeah, and then if there were comments on this video, they'd show up underneath that because I clicked to show comments. All right, that's the longer description. Give me Heidi asked a question there. You might want to catch what that is because I'm going to tell people to give me some feedback.
That's okay. We can go. Heidi will answer that some other place.
Okay, so give me a 1 if that makes a little bit of sense, and a 2 if everything's like really still completely fuzzy.
One thing I want to make very, very clear, somebody asked is, do you need to have your own YouTube API in order to do this? The answer to that is no, but you can. You have the option, I believe still. The other thing is that remember that sadly there is a limit on the number of YouTube videos published on a daily basis, and that is 5.2 million videos at the last time that I checked. So should you desire to publish to the web more than 5.2 million videos per day, I do recommend that you get an additional API, which is quite easy to do. So sorry about that. I'm being facetious. Bottom line is that basically YouTube is please publish my banners, because really what YouTube actually is now for Google AdWords is a banner syndication system at a colossal scale. And that's one thing that I teach in the course. I do want to emphasize that nothing compares to the training of the automatic video traffic course that I've seen in terms of if you really want to step up your game and join the 1 billion page club. I don't want you guys to think that you're too small or incapable of doing that. We have everything in place to do that. Remember, it's primarily a numbers game. All these short codes that Sue says, I actually show you how to rip out a banner in 5 minutes or less that converts. We show you how to use the shortcodes player. We show you how to, I even actually have thrown in the neural marketing course on how banners do and do not convert. Facebook like box, how to drive traffic to your site and increase the fan page numbers, how to automate your social media to all this. I teach a very special course called meme jacking and idea jacking, which is all about what we call native ads. As you guys have probably all seen, like 80% of the high-ranking sites out there now have these automatic widgets that you don't even know are widgets, like 41 celebrities who aged badly, or 15 diets that are likely to kill you, or these headlines, right? This is where the web is going, sadly. Also, but however, you should capitalize on all this, and we teach this in the automatic video traffic training course. We call this engagement rank. A friend of mine, Alexander Bard, says that we are moving to an informationalist economy and what we call an entertainment-based economy, attentionalism. And so what that really means is that, hey, if you get your buyers into an entertainment state of mind, they're more likely to engage you. And we are getting pretty high bump through rates from the PinVid sites to the sales sites as long as you remain congruent with the themes. Again, this is where you're theming. What's so powerful about everything that Sue was showing you today, from our early work in 2007 to the one web ring system, is that once you have your theme clusters already set up, which is native to our environment, then your ads and your videos, your entertainment-based marketing works really, really easily on autopilot because you've thought things systematically from the top down.
Exactly. Yeah, you've got, as you move out through these rings, you've got an increasing number of keywords, but they're all thematically related. There's all
yeah,
a relationship so that you're in the same market, you're in the same vein of the same market.
I think it's at this point that I would probably just show them the inside of the training course if you guys want to see it.
So hang on for two shakes of a lamb's tail. I just want to point out one other thing.
Okay, cool.
Well, I just want to come back around to something because somebody asked a pretty pertinent question.
Gotcha. Okay.
So in just these two drills, I loaded up 94 items, and you'll notice, I mean, I cheated here. I used a really nice cluster that's got about a dozen drills. So you can see that with that dozen drills, I'll have somewhere around the neighborhood of 600 keywords in just this one, if I put them all in here, in just this one site. And so down here under settings, you've got the option here to limit the number of posts per day. You can see that this is the unlimited version. I can put anything in here. I've got it set at 100, but so obviously if I have 600 keywords, it's only going to do like 100 a day, and it'll rotate through those keywords. Mike, in the limited version, in the leashed version, as I like to call it, what's the maximum number it'll do in a day? Do you remember?
It's set at 5.
No, we changed it from that, didn't we?
It does what?
Yeah, 5. The theoretical limit is 24.
Okay. All right, cool.
It's actually completely different coding to the unleashed version.
Right. Oh, I know what you're saying. So this value is set by default to 5.
Correct.
And you can set that. You can set it to be whatever you want, but you're going to hit a limit of somewhere around 25 posts per day, because we were thinking shared hosting and how long is it going to be before you outgrow a lot of the shared hosting, and just feedback that we were getting from everybody. So that's what we did with the leashed version. All right, I will let you take it away and show them the other version, the full-fledged, in progress, working, driving traffic.
Okay. Well, it's not really. I mean, I'm not going to show all of our high traffic ones, but I just think we should probably start to wrap up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me just see what we got going on here. There's a few questions that I can definitely answer. I need to figure out what's going on. Are you wanting me to take the screen, or?
You can, or you can give me the URL if you want, whichever way you want to do it.
Sure. Let me just give you guys a little bit of insight. I'll just grab the screen. It'll be easier.
Sure.
If you guys can just let me know when you see my screen.
Yep.
Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Okay. Okay. All right, cool. So we've had several people ask if you can import from TLKT into this. Is it okay if I answer that honestly, Sue? Or should I lie? I'm kidding. Well, never mind. Bryce will see me privately on that. There's a couple of things going on with that. Let's see. So here's an example. This is actually a very bare naked PinVid site, the background. One thing I just want to make you guys aware of is that this was like less than 4 minutes. On the advanced training, which I do strongly recommend if you want the privilege of using the unlocked version or the unleashed version of Video Kraken, we have to know, here's the bottom line, we really do. We've been through hell with this thing when thousands of users are trying to publish infinite pages on hosting companies like HostGator. Don't get Kevin started. Okay, so to unlock that, we really recommend that you take our advanced training. This is just an instant install, and this theme was designed by Kevin and is completely semantically marked up. That means that you're actually getting your videos, specifically your pages, properly marked up, meaning with Google Schema. You're in the new tool that they use, which we get into in the advanced training, that you're getting more than just the proper siloing, you're getting that marked up training. Okay, so if you look at things like this, here's an example that Sue was showing where I put the theme I put theme zoom as the channel, and it's only pulling things from our own channel. Here's an example of what a short code looks like. This is a little bit too big. But in the training, we get into how to properly create banners for increased click-through rate and why they work. And under video, by the way, is even, and generally speaking, is a higher click-through rate than even the kind of Google banners or some of the software out there that you can generate those. But you see these things on the sidebar, hopefully. This is actually a simple silo theme. So you can see these are the videos that have published in the last day or so. And as Mike pointed out earlier, you can put the number of things that you want to see in the sidebar. So for instance, I could go back in and put this to 100 if I wanted to. I'm sure there's a diminishing return on number of silo pages you could have. I think Sue said it was 50 or something. But that's what you have. And you click through, obviously it'll take you to the deeper video. Okay, and then again, you can see how you're siloed. Now I'm down in the theme zoom category. Just so you guys know, like, this is absolutely crazy. Yes, Jazz, this is semantically marked up on the theme, and I could prove it to you if you want. I hadn't planned on really doing that because I haven't checked it in a while. Let me put this over my larger monitor, see if I can find that. But that's kind of nice for you guys just to know that you can tell why, you know, we have long webinars is because we really just, it's a whole nother level. You guys probably haven't been involved in something at this kind of level. And I know that I haven't. I'm just blown away continually by what my team provides. Okay, I'm not going to demonstrate the structured data testing tool just yet because I haven't actually finished setting this up. So, but you can see Kevin even has the banner properly sized. You can add your own banner here, and that he even shows you how to semantically mark it up in the course. So if you want to unlock the unlimited version of this plugin, I strongly recommend that you take the training course. Okay, you can buy at videokraken.com. You can, of course, buy the limited version. But the unlimited version, as you can see at the bottom, really requires that you take our certification level 3 training, okay? And tomorrow is our webinar, and I'm trying to find the best way, like how much I can tell you. Tomorrow, presuming that Jimmy's feeling better, which I think that he is, we're going to be going over something called the battery method. And Paul or Mark, this connects to your question, is how does a pin vid increase the authority of a site? Well, it doesn't necessarily do it indirectly, and it doesn't necessarily not. We show you how to use Social Explosion, which is another one of our plugins, tied to a blog like this one. In other words, when we're publishing videos, of course, I clean it up and neaten it up. This is halfway done. But Social Explosion just creates massive amounts of domain authority over a 6-month period to the Video Kraken Unlimited post. Okay, so we're driving traffic, and we're increasing domain authority on autopilot. Okay, we also show you, if you're not interested in using Social Explosion, we show you how to automate Hootsuite, OnlyWire, and other things in week 3. Okay, so yes, this is all marked up, Jazz. So that being said, everything is very, very deeply connected, and the theme, when you install this theme, which comes with the automatic video traffic training course, is the fully loaded theme. Again, Kevin's got such an immense amount of work into this theme. This initial configuration has already been performed. You guys know that TV commercial, the easy button, where it's just like, you know, you just hit the easy button. I don't know how to say this. I'm tempted to, you know, use foul language because it's so ridiculous. That shit is what this is. It's one-click install. It's almost like, you know, the marketer's dream. Like I'm walking around going, can I really even say that? Like no one's going to believe it. But a significant amount of all of this stuff, including, I think one of you was asking, I think it was Gardy, was asking like, what other plugins do you guys use? Well, with the automatic video traffic system, we really do make sure that you only use the plugins that Kevin and Sue and Mike have approved of and that I've tested. Okay, so that's all here. And in fact, some of these I haven't installed yet because this was just set up like the night before last as a demo. Okay, so you can get an idea of how quickly it is to set up. And yes, it is semantically marked up. And I'm showing a couple of errors in my markup on this, Kevin, but I think it's something that I did.
Yeah, that's basically because it is changing.
Right.
I think it's worth letting people know here that, as you've said earlier on, we are constantly looking at the future.
Yep.
And we have our eye on the future. And there are some really, that's 3 reallys, which is unusual for me, massive changes coming with structured data. So I've started reworking the markup for the theme.
Okay.
I've got no idea when that will be finished because that's
okay.
deep in itself. But as it works now, although there are a few errors, it's still really, really valid. It's well ahead of the curve, and the results that we get speak for themselves.
Oh,
And
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
you're more than welcome, everyone, to just go off and look, at some of the reports that independent third parties have given and produced that say just using schema.org markup is going to give you a 3-place boost in the SERPs. Okay,
Yes.
just off the bat for you.
Yep. I think I lost you for a
Yes,
second.
Kevin.
Okay. But I just wanted you guys to know that the markup, even in the current changes happening at the structure, this will work one day and not work the next, so don't worry about this. The essential markup is still incredibly powerful. And Kevin, we're always updating this for you. Of course, we have an entire training on semantic web optimization, so we're not messing around, okay? Kevin's an absolute genius with this. Okay, can you guys still hear me? Give me a 1 just so I know that I'm not,
we can
okay.
hear you.
All right, so again, don't worry about the minor details in there, but yes, semantic is consider this. This is the absolute bleeding and cutting extreme edge. It's so thin, it's less than an atom thin, how cutting edge this stuff is that we're doing, okay? It's like a nano, it's an electron, okay? And so that's really what I want you guys to be aware of. So just to close this conversation, I wanted you just all to be aware of the distinction between Video Kraken Limited and Video Kraken Unlimited. And I'm going to go ahead and just log in and show you why we recommend, again, it's SEOsiloplugin.com is where you're going to want to go for just the plain standing plugins, okay? And videokraken.com, if you just want to tiptoe, you're just going to want to go to videokraken.com. And you can purchase this. I think it's $97, and you can start to play around and even set it up on your own hosting company. If you want to go to the next level or just bookmark it until you're clear, then you can join the certification level training. Now, the certification level training is not included in the membership area. I think this is an error, so ignore this. But here's our basic training that you get when you sign up is all available in here. And down here on this area is our advanced training, whether it's this week or this month or this year into next year that you decide to take what has been called by some, heralded as some, by the Harvard University of Online Marketing Technical Integration and Neuro Persuasion. Okay, we incorporate everything into an advanced system. Okay, we take SEO silo architecture and put it with persuasion architecture. The automatic video automation course is the first of a breed of courses that has been cleaned up by Gina and Sue so that there is absolutely no confusion. There is a step-by-step, quite literally a step-by-step. Meaning if you were, I'm not going to say a caveman could do it, but each and every module has not an exact clarify layout. See this? I'm actually really proud of what Gina and Sue have done with this. We show you exactly how we have been able to generate thousands of visitors. Okay, I shouldn't even be showing you that module. But really, really good stuff, you guys. I want you to be aware that we cover everything on that, okay? And so we go through essentially, these are live webinars. And another thing I want you to be very aware of is that once a member, always a member. We have a unique system called the Perpetual Mastermind Training System. And we don't know if we're going to keep that open next year, but everybody who's in is grandfathered because it's been so well received that we have people taking the courses over and over again. So for instance, when Kevin fixes a structured data thing that has changed and enhances a theme, everybody who's a part of the advanced training modules are always a part. You never pay again. Okay, now that doesn't mean that you might need membership to Network Empire depending upon if you're using DWS, so your software subscriptions are different, but you'll always have updates to your themes and anything that you take in this. So essentially, if you look at what's happening, week 1 is the recommended tools. We have webinars for each one, creating PinVid personas, how to set up your hosting and servers. Some of you will take Kevin up on his offering at the hosting shop for 3 months of hosting. Okay, and then of course we have install WordPress and completing the pin board. So we walk you through all of these, and we have webinars And then you get into my advanced marketing, such as meme addiction and social automation, which is really unfair advantage. It's why people click on the search engines and watch some of these videos. It's why the time on site on these sites are so huge, and why people coming from a PinBid site to your site, if you've done it properly, have such a huge time on site. My average time on site for Network Empire from people that come through from a PinBid is anywhere between 5 and 8 minutes, and sometimes up to 20 depending upon the theme. You guys got to know how crazy that is for auto posting. That's like unheard of. Additionally, Google loves these sites. Why? Because video is not like other things, at least not right now. YouTube is considered engagement rank. It's a banner syndication system. Anything that keeps people on the page and watching it and entertained is given special kudos and considerations by the Googleplex. And that's something that you need to know. Now, the distinction here is this advanced training course is not related to any of the recurring membership price points at Network Empire. It is a standalone advanced module, and I'm only telling you about it because we have so many questions. We had to create this as separate because the video Kraken unlimited is so powerful that we had to create a standalone course, and we really have spent over 2 years building this. It's the most dangerous traffic and automation system course that I've seen in my career. I've been in business for 15 years, and it's that big of a deal. It's so big of a deal that it's not part of the Pro bundle. It's not part of the Enterprise bundle. However, if you are not a Pro bundle member or any of these things and you use this course, you do get a trial on Kraken, which is what Sue showed you. So you drop that in and you can explode that site. You got the free trial on the hosting. So this is something that you would consider if you were interested in generating more traffic. Maybe you have clients, you could actually use it as a service. We have several people that actually charge clients to build these sites. I have a student who actually leases these sites to people. And when they stop paying, then he just repos the site. So there's all kinds of models that you could use. Just wanted you to be aware that this training exists because we really haven't talked much about it, and it's something for you to consider. Okay, with that being said, let's go ahead and back to the essential. Oh, tomorrow we're going to be, for the first time ever, Jimmy is going, I don't know why Sue did this. She's just got a huge heart, I guess. I didn't really agree with this, but never revealed before. Any time outside of our live certification event is, oh my God, Jimmy Kelley's battery method tied to the PinBid site. All right, so I don't even know, I get agitated in this conversation. Okay, so here's the thing. It's ridiculous. I think David or Tom asked earlier, you know, how is a PinBid site an authority site? Well, here's the secret. You have to know the battery method in conjunction with our PinBid automation system, and this is something we've never taught before. Okay, tomorrow for what?
Well, the one thing that I want to say is an authority site is just the sheer number of pages. So the mere fact that you've got,
okay,
what is it we're going for? Is it a million-page club?
Billion.
The mere fact that you've got a huge number of pages on the site is going to start to increase the domain authority.
Yeah.
And then there's two other ways. One is if you add social explosion, that's going to add more authority. And then when you add the battery, that adds even more authority.
Yeah,
so by the time you're done, it's insane.
Yeah, let me clarify the difference between authority content and domain authority. What I'm showing here is really probably different. Sue's right, probably different than what I think it was the other gentleman talking about. This is really about domain authority and building trust. All I can say is that this package alone, insofar as we leave this course open, do strongly consider, if you're interested at all in this type of thing and you feel that it belongs in your business model. It may not. Contact me if you're not sure. We don't just sell stuff. If I say, hey, this is not an appropriate thing for your business model, I'll just tell you. Okay, so just this alone is worth coming into the course because Sue does have a big heart and she added this to the system. It's utterly ridiculous. This is the live event. Just to give you an idea, this module went on for 4 hours all day on Wednesday or Thursday. Okay, I just want you to be aware that that is now, we're going to go over the basics of that tomorrow. Okay, yes, Jazz, Jimmy Kelley's battery method, oh my God, as a part of the PinBid training, the standalone PinBid training. It's not part of the Pro bundle. Okay, so that's where I'm going to end it in terms of the, does everybody feel like they have a good understanding of the difference between simple, deep, and video Kraken, limited and unlimited, and then the training course? That give me a 1. If you get, I'm hearing people cussing, holy crap, oh my God, you got to be kidding. So we have all these really things coming down. I'm glad that you guys love it. I wanted to announce that to you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay here. If you have a headset, please do open up your line. And if you have any questions about any of our products and services, again, I was told by somebody who's generated over $200 million a year in software and training and internet marketing that we have the most comprehensive offering in the world that he's ever seen, and then he would not want to be the one marketing it. Okay, so what I'm going to say, in other words, it's a challenge because we have so much stuff. So what I'd like to do is I would really like to talk to you. I have cleared my schedule until then. Oh my gosh, I have another webinar, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Oh. Ridiculous. Okay, I have another webinar. Sue's going to start that webinar, and I'm going to. Oh, actually, we can't do. We're on the same line.
No, we can't. Yeah, exactly.
Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I want everybody here to know that I am on excessive amounts of caffeine, and I cleared my schedule for a week for this. I will be here all day, and I'm willing to talk to you today and tomorrow. If you have any questions or doubts or concerns, or if you just want to know what the best bundle package for you, by the way, I'm creating a nice system that will help you work your way through that, question and answer. But for now, please do look me up on Skype. You can see that we have all kinds of Skype rooms. I'm going to go ahead and drop my Skype address in there. And I want to make sure that you know exactly what it is that's optimal for you. In the meantime, you have everything available to you here, okay? Sue, what time is our next Webby? Is it in 10 minutes?
It's in, no, an hour.
Oh,
and
great. No worries. An hour is plenty of time.
20 minutes.
Okay, good. So we're going to just do nonstop. Oh, what happened to the bonus, Hector? What I would like you to do, if you would like the bonus that I'm going to give you, and it's very possible that I could get busted big time. I'm doing this in retaliation for Sue giving the battery method away. I'm kidding, Sue. I am going to give you the first 2 hours of my talk at the live certification event this year on just only for you guys who contact me privately on Skype. It will be username and password. It will be a limited time that you have that. And really, it's mostly just business development. I created it to prepare you for the sheer power of the software system that Sue has created with the team, Mike, Kevin, Matt DeCruz, Kelly Reynolds. And I very specifically opened that talk saying this is a talk to prepare you for the mass content broadcasting software. And again, that is the software that you find in the members area that you guys all saw, okay, that Sue just created this beautiful dashboard. So really what I do is I like to get you in the right headspace so that you can properly utilize the sheer power of this. And so we talk a little bit about marketing, we talk a little bit about training, we talk a little bit about, finding out what you're the best at, and also we talk about the web ring system a little bit, okay? So that's just a bonus for contacting. You'll have to contact me personally, and it's just a couple of hours as my gift to you to get you motivated and going. The value of that talk's probably about, $2 grand. So again, you're going to want, it's for a limited time, just for those of you on this webinar. So if you're listening to this recording, I am not going to provide that to you. If you don't contact me in the next couple of hours, it's just going to be limited to the people who actually sat through this entire webinar. Okay. In the meantime, go buy our stuff, and we'll talk to you hopefully on the next webinar. And those of you who are Network Empire students, Sue and I have talked about it. We will keep you apprised to what we're going to do about moving the time to our monthly webinar, okay? Sue, do you have anything to add to that? Oh, my Skype ID. Sue, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. Are you okay with what I did there? Or?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Actually, I was answering questions, so I'm not even sure quite what you did, but I'm sure.
I gave everything in our entire arsenal away for free for one day.
That's wonderful.
No, I did not, guys, I did not. Okay, so let me just show you, we're having some questions, Sue's like, you guys were like, oh my gosh. Here's the way you spell my Skype. Can you guys see that? THEMEZOOM. Can you see that? Theme Zoom. So just look that up and we'll be able to add you to the right place. I would like to extend a special gratitude to Mike Hayden and for all the work he's doing in an actually extraordinary, intense time of life. I have several children, so I know what he's going through, and boy, it's a really an intense time and really exciting time as well. So I'd like everybody to congratulate Mike for his new little one. Just give us a 1 for congratulations for Mike. It's like a digital applause. Hooray! Score! And that kid is going to be a brainiac. We just know.
He's already coding.
He's already coding. It's like plunk. And also, I'd like to express a huge amount of gratitude for Sue Bell, who overworks and is underpaid, extraordinarily so. And we are working really hard to change all that. So we thank you all for your support in a team that we really, really try to, I guess over-delivery is kind of cliche, but I think we really do. I think we really do. Another thing I would like to step into as a thought here is, I'm not sure if Mike Clay is still with us, but with the heralding of our new course called Sell Blueprints First, for the first time, I would say ever, we have publicly started to release the way that some of our intermediate and advanced agencies have been using our tools behind the scenes to generate tens of thousands of dollars up front before they even provide SEO as a service. Now, this has been kind of controversial up to this point, and then I finally, at the end of the year last year, Sue just said, "Oh, to heck with it. We're going to let Mike show you how to do that." Okay, and so we call that Sell Blueprints First. I want you guys to be aware of that because there are some of you who actually really do, have a digital agency, or you're looking for an opportunity to bolt on. That's part of the Pro bundle. Again, this is independent of the automatic video traffic training course. That's a standalone. That's a whole different path. It's a related path, but it's not, it's not included in the Pro bundle. The Pro bundle of Network Empire gets you a variety of the different products that you saw here, including that fancy whiz-bang fireworks that Sue showed you and blew your mind in the first 45 seconds of today's call. You probably remember that. Like, I was just sitting there going, "Oh, she took my head right off." Remember that? That's all part of the same stuff. That's part of the same stuff that Mike Clay delivers in his Sell Blueprints First training course. Just to give you a little idea, let's go back up to that. That's part of our Pro bundle. It's not certification training, which is down here. You see the advanced certification training, of which automatic, that's up here. So Sell Blueprints First course. Mike Clay is a brilliant guy, and he actually shows you, there's a Skype room in there. There's more value in the Skype room and Sell Blueprints First than I've seen in some of the more advanced training courses out there on the internet, just in the Skype room alone. There is a video in here. I just want you guys to see this. There's a video right here. Where's that, Mike? I'm gonna unmute you. Where is that guy?
To clarify, that's the other mic.
Oh, sorry, Mike Hayden. There's a lot of mics. Mike Hayden is when you think Mike Hayden, think plugins, themes, and incredibly accurate and devilishly good SEO. Is that okay can I position you like that, Mike? Or
yeah,
okay,
sounds about right.
Because when I think about you, I think about you as, like, when it comes to like most of the bag of tricks that Jimmy has, you learn, you've dedicated the time. That's just how I position you in my mind. Maybe that's good information. Yep. Mike Clay is right here. That's not Mike. I don't have a picture of Mike Hayden yet. I need one. But Mike, I'm going to unwire you for a second. Where are you, Mike Clay? How do I spell it? A, B, C, D? I don't know my alphabet. There's so many people on this call, but I literally can't find him. Oh, there he is. Okay, I got him. Mike, do you have a headset plugged in?
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay, cool. Mike, thank you for just happening to be here.
Well, and I just got back on. I had to get off for a client meeting, and I just got back on when you said my name.
Well, I see you coming in and out, and I know you're selling stuff. I mean, that's just how it works with you.
Yeah, we've had a fun week.
I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody about the most ridiculous thing ever that you've offered. Is that live phone call and upsells or proposals?
It's either in proposals or pitching data.
Okay.
I think it's in pitching data because we actually pitched it to that client.
Okay. So for those of you who do like, to provide a blueprint rather, let's go up to pitching data. I just want you to be aware, regardless if you're doing SEO, there's more than one way to run your business. Okay. So this is a really great option for some of you. If you're using our tools, you can get reimbursed on your tools. You can earn the money back fairly quickly. Here's a phone call with exactly how Mike and his teammate closed a client using the blueprint that he built with DWS, Kraken, and TLKT at the Pro bundle level, okay? Just wanted you guys, this is a live phone call, okay? Another thing that's just recently been released and is ever improving, I'm very excited about, is that for Sell Blueprint First members, in the event you're not even sure that you can handle building your first blueprint by yourself with our tools, you can, and you happen to sell a blueprint up front, you can have Mike's team build your first one for you, or more, whichever you want. And that's available only to members. So for those of you who are really great at sales and not so good with data, that might be an option that you could use. And Mike, I just wanted to express my gratitude to you on how powerful this course is becoming. I mean, just to give you an example, just even in the Sell Blueprints First webinars that we've had some great, here's one of our students saying this is like what I was missing. Okay, just thank you so much. This webinar where we talk about opportunity versus bolt-on opportunity, right? So I wanted you guys to be aware of that because there has been, people have asked where the Sell Blueprints First is. When it comes to our software, when it comes to what it is that we're offering, that's actually in what we call, that's a pro bundle only membership. Okay, that's a pro bundle only. And if you have any questions, again, I'm here for the rest of the day. For the next hour before our next webinar, I will be available to speak with you. And if you are interested in a particular path, we'll go ahead and deal with that with you, okay, personally. And if I don't get you today, we'll pull you on tomorrow. Here's what you go. Let me just get over here. Whoops. Let's go to networkempire.com. And if you have to look, would you like to look at the software bundles, just so you know where the blueprints opportunity is located, that would be on the pro version, okay, pro version. I'll go ahead and drop that in there. So lots of opportunity there. All right. With that being said, we'll go ahead and, a lot of you are contacting me now. I'm going to leave you, each and every one of you, on for the next 30 minutes. I don't know if the rest of my team is going to stay on. Probably Mike wants to go to bed. I'm going to be answering product questions. If you would like me to answer them, go ahead and just put them in the chat room. And as my team members have to go, that's fine. Let's see. Thomas is asking, hopefully Jimmy's, Thomas got wind of one of Jimmy's proposed courses. It's an opportunity course. That has not been planned yet, Thomas, so I wouldn't hold your breath on it, but it is planned probably sometime for early next year. Okay. Ganti, you're interested in a standalone advanced course with one-time payment, and you don't want the double payment, Ganti? That is a double payment, I'm sorry. If you contact,
I think he's just looking for the link to it.
I don't think so, because I already gave him that.
Okay.
There's not a one-time payment option on that, but if you have a real question on that, can you give him that, Stu? Let me see. If you have any questions on that, or there's something specific in your case, because I think I've spoken to you by email, didn't I, Ganti? Okay. If you have any, no, this is it's a 2 payments, but then you're done. It's a perpetual training course. And just for you guys know, any of these so that you guys know, any of these standalone trainings, such as the automatic video traffic course, they are what you call perpetual mastermind training groups. Okay. And a perpetual mastermind training is different than a monthly membership. It's not really focused on the software bundle, the enterprise software. It's really focused on the training. And I'll go ahead and drop in so you can read about our advanced certification training. And it's only on the CLC courses that once you pay for those, you won't pay again. In other words, once you've completed a payment, you can audit any courses in the future. So you can see tomorrow, we have Jimmy Kelley's battery method training course, and that's 21 hours from now. And then this course event ends. In other words, the last 6 webinars we've done, you still have all the replays, but we're going to kick this off again in a few months, and you won't have to pay again. You can jump right in. Any of the enhancements, like the semantic markup, any plugin updates, that's, Sue and I have always, since the beginning of our startup of Themes, found that this is the best model, that you're grandfathered in to the next level. And that really works for us because we have a really warm family of supportive people. And it works for you because in the advanced trainings, you're not going to be charged forever. And another thing is that our live event coming up in April of this upcoming year, April? Yeah, April of 2016, you can subtract any of the prices that you've paid for our advanced certification trainings off of the price of our live event. So there is a discount voucher, essentially. So really great stuff. And if you have questions on that, we'll walk you all through that. Okay, let's see. Jazz is asking, our monthly fee is different than what you have currently. I'm just trying to, Jazz, contact me privately. I'm not sure what you mean. Where is the automatic traffic standalone with battery purchase? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and you have 4 people asking about that. And I'm going to go ahead and drop those here. It's called automaticvideotraffic.com. And that would be here. I just gave that. Just go to the bottom of the page and just click buy now, and you'll see the actual purchase. Okay, and it'll take you right to the price. It's 2 payments of $14.99, and that's all you'll ever pay for all updates ongoing for the next couple of years, few years, actually indefinitely, because we have big plans, and I'm not allowed to mention Video Kraken Dominator, but Sue is giving that a lot of attention and having dialogues with Mike on that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and drop that again. This is a standalone. This is not part of the bundle. For those of you who just kind of like the automatic video and engagement rank, the automatic traffic and ranking and battery method. You get a bunch of stuff in there that I had not planned on, but again, we should thank Sue for being incredibly generous and just leveraging that value. In fact, she's really increasing the leverage on a lot of these power courses that we have, including in the other one that we have coming up, which we'll talk about next week. Okay, good. I think we have that. Let's see, what other questions do we have for everyone here? Okay, we know about the professional masterminds. We know about the bundles. Okay, we know about the automatic video Kraken. Okay, what other questions do you have? Ganti, I'm not sure what's happening for you. Are you in India, or are you on the West Coast, or where are you? I must have given you the wrong link. Hang on. I will give and I'm not going to leave here until everybody has all their questions answered or until the next webinar begins. I have my friend here bringing me water and stuff to drink, so we can just keep rolling. Okay. Let me just give that to you again, Ganti, so that you're not confused at all. Oh, you're in Atlanta. Okay, yeah, that should be no problem. You should be able to go right there and then go to the bottom of that page. Okay, good. What is a Kraken blueprint? Lee, that's a great question. That's a fun question. And we do have a couple people in the chat rooms that have asked me that as well. It's interesting because there are a couple of ways to import a fully functional blueprint into the deep silo builder. And again, we'll have another webinar in a week and a half or so on the video silo plugin. The Kraken is part of the larger suite of tools. Let me go over and show you guys what's going on here. You can see in the Pro bundle, it does not include the agency or greater includes Kraken. Okay, but it's actually the enterprise level that creates Kraken blueprints. However, you don't have to be subscribed if you're an agency. If you're not an agency, you don't have to be subscribed at $700 a month. You can actually go to our test Kraken, or if you're in the standalone automatic video traffic course we just went over, you actually get a trial on Kraken as included in your standalone training. Okay, so you can also go to the Kraken only page and buy Kraken standalone, and that's what you saw Sue Bell utilize when she imported that into the automatic video function. So you have the Kraken only prices here. Let me just go down, look at this. So you can actually buy. I
can just completely blow people's minds if you want.
Well, let's.
All right, I'll let you go. Never mind.
Well, no, I think you should blow people's minds. Well, let me make a couple more sales.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. We don't even care, you guys. We're just honest with you. We are trying to make sales. So the Kraken.
I'm trying to blow your mind. He's trying to make sales.
I'm trying to make sales. Do you guys want me to make sales, or do you want Sue to blow your mind some more? They want me to make sales, Sue. See, that's how good I am. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm really just teasing you guys. The bottom line is that we have so many products that what I've decided to do is just not even leave the phone until things are clear. And as I understand what's confusing, we'll put all of this. Bill Cox is like, Mo Sue. First, I agree, she's much more fun to listen to. I can kind of drone on, at least that's what I've been told. Just want you guys all to be clear. The Kraken thing is really important to me because people get confused. They go to the bundle area, the 247 bundle, and Mike Clay, for instance, uses Kraken a lot. Mike Clay is a Kraken user, and he uses for the cell blueprints first. He really likes to pull stuff in from Kraken because clients usually kind of freak out and run around the room or something, Mike, when they see Kraken data.
Yeah, and we use Kraken and TLKT. We actually use the biggest package y'all have.
Oh, okay. So what, are you on Enterprise or?
Yeah, we're on Enterprise.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, that's good to know. The thing is that you sell my stuff better than I do. So, okay. So, yeah. So you're on this one, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what we sold our first blueprint and bought that package as soon as the check cleared the bank.
Oh, gotcha. I remember that. That's kind of how I got to know you. I was like, who is this guy? Okay. Right. And I just want you guys to know who are budget conscious that we do have this as an option. So you have a 3-day pass, which I'm not supposed to say is actually a 4-day pass. Never mind. And then the Kraken market research for 2, and then the Kraken blueprints. And Sue, before you blow everybody's mind, because I know you're just chomping at the bit to do so, can you please tell me how you would like me to approach that question when people ask me what a Kraken blueprint is? I mean, should we show them, like, how do you want to deal with this fact that you can import this into, that you have the option?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get into it today because we were trying to limit exposure to all of the tools.
Okay.
But in the same way that, you saw DWS and Network Empire Builder with the blueprint there, Kraken will automatically create that blueprint for you.
World
And
domination, that's Sue's password.
What?
Let me see if I have a blueprint anywhere. I think I have one
You're
for
going
the
to have
health
to go
insurance.
up to the top to check blueprints.
Oh yeah, okay. So can you guys see this tab up here? This is like a secret hidden tab. It's a little bit different than how Mike Clay uses it for sell blueprints first, but I love to use this because I like to automatically generate secondary and tertiary websites with this. So you can see that I think we have 6 silos on this one. What happens here is this actually just lays out a 2-layer silo for you. And we're currently recommending this mostly for like WR2 sites, aren't we, Sue? Or what's your strategy on this?
Well, it works great for like lead gen, or for WR2 sites, or basically. So Kraken is all about market domination. It doesn't care what your budget is.
Right.
It's going to look for the most profitable keywords, and it's going to create a blueprint around those keywords. And so, so for clients who have deep pockets,
Mm-hmm.
or when you're just looking to dominate, and for whatever reason you're not particularly interested about handcrafting a website,
Yeah.
Kraken blueprints are awesome. And
Sure
that's
are.
actually, that was the mind blower that I was going to say. We've got this thing called Automagic, a product called Automagic, which gives you 25 blueprints, and it'll drill out your market. So in other words, you give us 4 keywords, and we will give you back your market, drilled out in Kraken. And it takes a couple of days to process. It's not an overnight kind of thing. But the point of it is you don't have to do anything, right? So you give us 4 keywords that describe your market. We go off and we drill it. We hand you back someplace between 15 and 20 themes, depending on the size of the market. And you've got 25 silos at that point. So you can drill into more keywords if you want to, or you can just highlight up to 25 of those themes that came back, and you can send it over and have the blueprint made automatically, right? And so then you can export that blueprint, and you can throw it into simple silo builder or deep silo builder, and it'll automatically generate your site for you. And you can take those keywords and you can throw them into vKraken, right? So you've got your WRT site, which is vKraken, which is automatically populating videos, and it's thematically related to the blueprint that you just created, and you can just have one heck of a lead gen thing going, or market domination, the beginning of your market domination effect, and it's sheer evil. Right?
Fantastic. I did drop that gentleman and everybody actually the help file for the Kraken automatic silo blueprint, and I actually do have a training series where I built it from scratch and showed you guys exactly how I do it and how I even exported it. It's kind of a hidden thing. Okay, and I think it would mostly meet Sue's standards. Sometimes I cheat and annoy her, but it's pretty good. Okay, so yeah, and then of course if you can't be bothered, then of course we'll do it for you if you wish as well. So as you guys can see, we have no shortage of products, but the main thing is just to realize where you are, and so I want to deal with you individually if you have any questions, because I really think of the Automagic in terms of when I'm really not precisely building a WR1, you know. So if I am working on a non-money site, that's when I would really use DWS. That's the first graph, the first thing that Sue showed you today when she imported it. So when I'm building the WR1 site, silo site, the transactional site, I really want to use DWS or any builder, yeah, because that really allows us some much greater control over sculpting the data. Whereas Kraken and Kraken Blueprint just automates the entire thing. It just assumes that you have infinite resources and the rest, and therefore it gives you the most profitable keywords just by default. Okay, so it just automates it. In fact, the other thing to remember is on the automatic blueprint, when you just turn it on, it just drills on its own. Okay, and you walk back and then the silo's done. It's 100% automation. And the challenge with 100% automation for blueprints is that, you know, you've got to have some human input from the client's perspective, as Mike Clay will tell you. You've got, you know, there's products, there's considerations, there's themes, and when you're building a money site that's all about broadcasting your own products and services, you really need to sculpt that data. So that's why we created two types of silo builders, but both import very, very easily into the plugins. Okay, sounds good. Let's see. Okay, cool. Carol Stone do you have a beginner's course where you walk through step-by-step how to make a money site, affiliate site to sell clients? I'll let Sue answer that. We don't.
Niche domination, small business track in the members area.
All right,
absolutely.
So let me take you over there. I often forget about that one, Sue, and I really shouldn't. So I go to members area, right?
Yep.
And I go to the affiliate marketing track.
Yep, there's or the niche domination actually is the one that I was just.
Oh yeah, we haven't opened that one yet, so that's the niche domination here. So let me just drop that in there, and so that she knows where it is. Yeah, and we have a lot of new courses coming as well in regards to that type of thing, so just keep your eyes peeled for that. All right, any other questions, or anybody else want to be brought live to ask questions, or should we just go ahead and start talking in the Skype room? Dawn is asking, do you have a course on how to create autoblog for your WR1 using RSS feeds? Yeah, that's actually coming up in 4 weeks. It's not really for your WR1, but I don't know if you guys are aware of where our calendar is located.
Yeah, it's for the WR1.
Okay, cool. I mean, oh, you're right. I'm sorry. As you can see, I've got way too much going on. Let me see. Yeah, of course it's for W1. Dawn, the course that you want for that is actually the next one coming up. It's another standalone certification training course, and that is called Automatic Publishing. And that is called Automatic Broadcasting, rather. Okay, what we do is we teach you in this course. This is actually where I consider myself really a student. Dawn, that's in 15 days. I'm going to drop that to you.
No, that's the wrong date. It's in 4 weeks.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, we didn't get the countdown.
When's the date on that?
Hang on. Let me just look on the calendar. The calendar is embedded in the members area now.
Oh, let me get the right. Dawn, hang on a second. I'll actually change that for you. Let's go to the members area. She added this new one. Where is that? Oh, here it is. Okay, just go to this area, everyone, and you can see our nice calendar. So these standalone modules will be available for you, and that's going to be lit. It's on the 24th. It's on the 24th. I'll fix that countdown timer. Okay, I'll fix that countdown timer. And this training is really, I'm going to just give you guys a sneak peek. Can you guys see this course right here, the automatic content broadcasting distribution? That's for people who really want to start automating content, what I call RSS curation. And actually, I should let Sue describe this course. Let me just poke through it. So what we really focus on in this course is keywords and links, silo structures for your WR2, putting your WR2 site together, and we really focus on RSS, including content distribution through RSS, how to carefully. I would say that the biggest takeaways, Dawn, for this training and why Sue decided to make it its own independent module is that when you're dealing with automatic RSS feeds and republishing your own content and repurposing content, you got to make sure that you follow the standards that Sue and Jimmy lay out so that you don't deal with footprints. I mean, that you don't create footprints. And the whole One WebRing system is designed to make sure that you optimize both your SEO, your content, and your traffic. Okay, and this is a really, really great force for that.
In this course, we actually cover 2 completely different kinds of sites, one WR2 site and one WR3 site.
Okay.
And then we show you some examples of how you can vary those themes. Matt is going to start I can't guarantee how often they're going to come out, but he's going to create packages. Oh, I think that's actually for certified advisors, so let me just back up really fast. Yeah, so we're going to show you for sure how to do 2 different types of sites, and then we'll just demo the fact that you can change out the themes and the looks and the feels and create other types of sites that are based around those same concepts. So you can have a lot of diversity. You can have as many sites pointing to your money site as you want and have a lot of different kinds of diversity between the 2 different types of RSS sites and the PinVid type site.
Absolutely.
In PinVid, we've also got a variation on a theme coming up, which is the Facebook thing, right?
Well, yes. I didn't really get a sign off on the rest of the team on that. Kevin was looking at it, and I really don't feel like I'm the one who should sign off on the theme framework.
Right.
Because you know me, I'll just sell anything.
Introduce that. We'll introduce that the next time the course comes around. So.
Okay. Liz, Len, I went ahead and gave you the niche domination track that's inside the members area, and that's available even at the $49 a month level. And by the way, again, automaticbroadcasting.com is the level 4 certification. One person asked Sue, if I wanted to take the automatic content broadcasting course, do I need to have taken other previous courses?
No.
Okay.
You need a money site. That's all you need. It doesn't even have to be a siloed money site.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. You just need a money site so that you've got some place to point all the traffic to.
Okay, so we accept all shapes and sizes, even if people have just been introduced to siloing, they can still take that course.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, good. So I'm glad you brought that up, Don. That might be appropriate for you. There's some pretty serious technology that, again, that again, Don, is a perpetual mastermind training course. You pay once and you're a part of that intimate team forever, and you can subtract the price of any of these courses from the live certification event, okay, next year. Really great system. I really, really like how we set that up. Yes, Kathleen, the calendar is already published. Kathleen says, could you please publish the calendar for courses? Let me see, Kathleen, I think that you should be able to see in the members area. I'm going to give you this link, Kathleen, and could you just tell me if you can see this calendar? Because I believe you should be able to. It's no problem.
Yeah,
maybe you could bookmark it.
Open page.
Yeah, if you could just check that, Kathleen, and bookmark it. I'm going to toss that in for everybody. In fact, I already did. If you just click on that link, just scroll down under Guys. I think I saw a guy in the room today. If you just go down under Guy's testimonial, you should see the Network Empire certification courses and master webinars. Please do be advised that you can click like this to the side. Okay, you can just go through like that, and it'll take you all the way to April of next year. Okay, where we're scheduling it hasn't been put in here yet, but that's when our event's going to. Oh, here it is. It's March. It's still at March, but we're changing that to April, right, Sue?
I believe so.
Okay, I thought
I had that the right month, but maybe I missed the month.
That's all right. We'll take care of that. But so that you guys can just go through the calendars, and each one of these standalone courses. Also, our monthly webinars, like the one that we're having today, are listed on this calendar. If we have any changes, we'll automate it. Thanks, Kathleen, for bringing that to my attention. Now, let's just go ahead and do a check-in and put a pulse to the ground. How many of you feel clear on the various products and the way that we've organized our members area, okay, versus the bundle? This is the default area for bundles and software. And these are the standalone courses that are optional and not required and are only one-time payments. Give me a 1 if that makes sense, and a 2 if you're confused by that. Thank you, Jess. Okay, so we nailed it. Lonnie, if that's not clear, why don't you and I just hang out, or Dan or anybody else, because I'll go through it all again until you're super, super clear. There's only 2 out of about 80 people that are unclear, so that's really, really great. And by the way, those of you who are not clear, there's nothing wrong with you. It's taken me a long time to, fully grasp the power of this type of system. The way that we've done this is that we want to make sure that even if somebody has no money, they can download Simple Silo Builder and work. I had one person who started with our free plugin and then came to certification 2 years later. So in that sense, we're in it for the long haul, you see. In fact, there's somebody I now know who's running a successful agency who's been with us for over 7 years. When he started, he was selling ebooks. If you guys get a sense of how long we've been in the biz, like we're not messing around and we're not going anywhere. Okay, standalone courses applied towards, yes, Rob asked, so wait a second, the standalone courses that are these right here can be applied towards the live certification event? Yes, they totally can. Our live certification event, I consider to be advanced, okay? And you can see that at themezoomcertification.com if you have interest in that. I think you can see that's in 231 days, although they might be adjusted. Any of the standalone courses that you've taken will be subtracted from the total cost of the course. Now you can purchase all those courses at once. If, for example, you wanted all of our standalone courses, there's a major benefit for doing that, okay? And then they're all still subtracted. So if there's any of you who want to purchase all those training courses at once, because we do know that there are a few agencies in here, please do feel free to contact me privately or Sue privately, and we'll jump in, okay? And Mike Clay and I the other day were just working on how we're going to work out when you get certified with our system, it's a big deal. You get lots of opportunities and gigs coming up, okay? So as you can see, we have a very strong front to back system. Here's Sue about ready to crack the whip on everybody. This was the first live certification event we had in quite a while back. Okay, so we've been doing this a while, you guys. All right. Okay, Jazz is saying, that's why I got hooked on this. Okay, any other questions? We can probably put those in the Skype group. Again, I'm gonna be hanging out here for the next 45 minutes. And I just want to make sure that I don't leave here tonight until each and every one of you is happy and satisfied. Yeah, Mike is saying, would people like a directory of certified advisors? Yeah, Sue, I was talking to Mike about the certified advisors directory thing again, so we've got that being worked on.
Okay, excellent.
Okay. Are your Jazz? I started to repeat what Jazz is saying, then I realized that if I do, I'll be totally humiliated. Okay. Okay, what other questions you guys have? Any questions about anything? How many of you on this call are very clear about where you stand? You look at all our products and you go, oh, well, that all makes sense, and I know path. And then give me a 1 if you're really, really clear. And give me a 2 if you're like, okay, I could use a little bit of guidance in like the exact order or stacking of how I should do things related to my current business model. And give me a 3 if it causes you to question the entire business model that you have. Okay, so 1 is you totally understand, you get it, you know where you're going, there's no smoke or fog. 2, probably you could use a guidance counselor on stacking the right products in the right order. And 3, if it actually makes you question everything that you're already doing and you don't know either one. Okay, majority. Okay, good. Excellent. So those of you who answered 2, I'm not going to, yes, Len, that's monthly. The $49.95 is a monthly. And that includes your deep silo plugin and the rest. That's probably the least expensive deal we have for that. Yes, and Philip says, I need a replay so I can watch this another 5 times. This is awesome. Okay, Ganti says, thank you. I got the deep silo unlimited video cracking, great. And I have to wait for the 2, okay. That's okay, Ganti, you go at your own pace. That's good, it's a good start. Rachel is saying, okay, so for those of you who are not clear, then that's what the Skype room's for, and you can bump me or privately, and we'll get you rolling. And for those of you who it's making you question your entire business model, there's a couple of you in there. For that, I would need to know more information about you, because a lot of those types of people who are just going, okay, this didn't really work for me, I'm sending you over to the Blueprints, the Sell Blueprints First course. Okay, not all of you, but some of you. And that will be budget dependent and also be skill set dependent, okay? So that really, we've been teaching business development for years, and our goal is to make sure that each and every one of you has a way to add 1, if not 2 or more zeros to the end of your monthly income. And there's a very specific and scientific process in which that's done, but everybody is different. So each one of you in this room has a unique thumbprint. Okay, and so we'll sort you out and we'll get you in the appropriate place. If you have any questions, hit that Skype room, and we are here for you. Mike Clay, I want to thank you very much for joining us today unexpectedly. That was great.
My pleasure.
And we'll talk to everybody else on the next webinar. And please do keep your ear to the ground, as we are going to be doing a lot more webinars, especially before our standalone events. And for those of you who want to jump in right now and get the battery method with Jimmy Kelley tomorrow and the automatic video traffic, please contact me, because we need to get you enrolled. All right? All right, thank you so much, you guys. This has been Russell Wright, Sue Bell, Mike Hayden, Kevin Polly, who probably went to bed over there in the UK. I know.
I'm still.
Oh, yeah. Kevin, you're still there. You're still there. I didn't even let you talk at all. Sorry. That's all right. He gives us plenty of.
Probably a good thing for everyone.
Oh yeah, semantics. Don't get us started.
Okay.
And then, of course, Mike Clay. And to my entire team, I thank you all. And we will send you a replay of this. And, of course, I will give you my private business success video for spending this much time with us. And when I give you this video, please do pass this video far and wide to your friends and say, hey, this is the craziest thing that I've ever seen. These guys blow our minds, and feel free to pass this video far and wide and invite people to the free Skype room. Thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you on the next webinar. Thanks, folks.
Thanks, everybody.